Oil and Gas Technology, Boni, Rivers State, Assembly Bill 2019, first reading. Federal Polytechnic is saying Oyo State Bill 2019, first reading.
Honorable colleagues, the second business of the day is presentation of report of the Conference Committee on the Bill for an Act to repeal the Nigerian Postal Service Act, Chapter N127, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and establish the Nigerian Postal Commission to make comprehensive provisions for the development and regulation of postal services and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Edward Pajok. Honorable Pajok is invited to present the report.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Edward Pajok. I represent the South, the East constituency of Plateau State. Honorable Speaker, may I present the report that this House do receive the report of the Conference Committee on the Bill for an Act to repeal the Nigerian Postal Service Act, Cap N127, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and establish the Nigeria Postal Commission to make comprehensive provisions for the development and regulation of postal services and for related matters.
Any second? Yes, Honorable Evelyn Oboro.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Evelyn Imabuwa Oboro is my name, representing Ogbesa Plenary constituency. I rise to second the motion, ably moved by Honorable Pajok. The committee report should be supported. I so second. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Pajok is invited to lead the report. Honorable colleagues, the third business of the day is presentation of report of the Conference Committee on the Bill for an Act to repeal the National Commission for Refugees Act, Chapter N21, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Aminu Sani Jaji. Honorable Jaji is invited to present the report. Okay, in the absence of Honorable Jaji, Honorable Abdurazak Namdas.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Abdurazak Namdas. I represent the people of Ganye, Jada, Tongoma, Velwa. I am from Adamawa State. Mr. Speaker, I move to present the report of Conference Committee that the House do receive the report of the Conference Committee on the Bill for an Act to repeal the National Commission for Refugees Act Cap number 21, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons, and for related matters. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable KJF.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Okay, Jeff, I represent the good people of Buruku, my dear colleagues. I'm from Benue State. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by Honorable Namdas. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Namdas is invited to lead the report. Honorable colleagues, the fourth business of the day is presentation of 5 reports of the Committee on Public Petitions, standing in the name of Honorable Uzoma Ikem Abonta, Honorable Abota is invited to present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Usoma Ngin Abonta, Mr. Speaker, from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Public Petition as contained in the other paper, particularly item 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the other paper. I pray that I may the report as contained therein. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder, Honorable Badi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Yakubu Umar Badi. I represent Chikun Kajuru Federal Constituency. I'm from Kaduna State. I like to second that the House do receive the various reports in the Committee on Public Petition as moved by Honorable Abonta. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Abonta, please lay the report. Honorable colleagues, the first order of the day is a third reading of a bill for an act to eradicate the age discrimination against job seekers in federal government agencies and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the House adopted the report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Wednesday, 15 May 2019. I therefore call on the Leader of the House to move that the bill be now read the third time. Honorable MT.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Munguno. I represent Martin Munguno, Ganzai Federal Constituency of Borno State, acting leader by grace of Mr. Speaker. I hereby move for a bill for an act to eradicate the age discrimination against job seekers in federal government agencies and for related matters be read the third time. I so move.
Any seconder? Honorable Pajok, Chairman Rules and Business.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the motion for the third reading of this bill. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable colleagues, the question is that the bill be now read the third time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the bill for an act to eradicate the age discrimination against job seekers in the federal government agencies and for related matters. Third reading.
Bill read the third time and passed. The second order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to establish the Defense Intelligence Agency Pensions Board to handle pensions matter for civilian personnel of the agency and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the House adopted the report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Wednesday, 15 May 2019. I therefore call on the Leader of the House to move that the bill be now read the third time.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I hereby move for a bill for an act to establish the Defense Intelligence Agency Pensions Board to handle matters for civilian personnel of the agency and for related matters be read the third time. I so move.
Chairman Rules and Business.
Honorable Speaker, may I second the motion for the third reading of the bill. I so second.
Honorable colleagues, the question now is that the bill be now read the third time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the bill for an act to establish the Defense Intelligence Agency Pensions Board to handle pension matters for civilian personnel of the agency and for related matters. Third reading.
Bill read the third time and passed. The third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish the Southeast Development Commission to serve as a catalyst to develop the commercial potential of the Southeast, receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation for the rehabilitation, reconstruction and reparation for houses and lost businesses of victims of the Civil War and address any other environmental or developmental challenges and for related matters. Standing in the name of the House Leader, honorable members will recall that the bill was transmitted from the Senate seeking concurrence of the House and read the first time on Tuesday, 7th May 2019. And now invite the leader to move that the bill be now read a second time.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mayl. I represent Marche Monguno Ganze Federal Constituency of Borno State. I hereby move for a bill for an act to establish the Southeast Development Commission to serve as a catalyst to develop the commercial potentials of the Southeast, receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation for the rehabilitation, reconstruction and repatriation for houses and lost businesses of victims of the Civil War and address any other environmental or developmental challenges and for related matters be read the second time. I so move.
Any seconder? Yes, Princess.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Azoda Ikere. I represent Agwata Federal Constituency. I thought to move that the second motion as moved by the leader of the House, that the bill be read the third time. I so move. Second time.
Leader, lead the debate.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mayl Monguno. I represent Marche Monguno Ganze Federal Constituency of Borno State. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, this bill came for concurrence from the Senate. And in the wisdom of the Senate, having regard to the devastation that this southeastern part of the country has suffered as a result of the Civil War that led to the massive destruction of the infrastructure in that region, and also having regard to the fact that there was no concerted effort in terms of institutionalization of the rehabilitation, the reconstruction of the infrastructure that was devastated in the southeast, that necessitated the sponsorship of this bill. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, you are all aware that as a result of the Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast, the infrastructure in the northeast was destroyed to a state of comatose. And the economic activity that was hitherto obtainable in the northeast is also nothing to write home about as a result of the Boko Haram insurgency. And this house, in its wisdom, being a house that is responsible and responsive to the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians, that gave us the sacred mandate to represent them in its wisdom without a voice of dissent, with unanimity, supported the establishment of the Northeast Development Commission that today has seen the light of the day, and they have kicked the ground running for the purpose of rehabilitation and reconstruction of the infrastructure that was destroyed as a result of the Boko Haram insurgency. Mr. Speaker, what is good for the goose is equally good for the gender. So what applies to the Northeast should mutatis mutandis apply to the Southeast, because the circumstances are similar. Infrastructure has been destroyed, the economy has been brought to a state of comatose. So there is the need by way of a legal framework, an institutional framework, a deliberate framework of a Marshall Plan that will embark upon the rehabilitation and reconstruction of the infrastructure that is destroyed in the Southeast. Yes, there was the 3 R's: reconstruction, rehabilitation, and the other R, what is it? That was initiated by the Gawat administration immediately after the Civil War. But it was implemented as a stopgap measure without an institutional framework, without a legal body that would be charged with the responsibility of deliberately coming out with a Marshall Plan for the rehabilitation and then reconstruction of the Southeast, just the way it was done in the Northeast. So it was this, against this backdrop, that the Senate passed this bill, and I'm urging my colleagues to also concur without any voice of dissent with the wisdom of the Senate in passing that bill, so that this bill will at the end of the day see the light of the day, and our brothers and sisters in the southeastern part of the country will also enjoy what is extended to the Northeast in terms of rehabilitation and reconstruction as a result of destruction occasioned by the Boko Haram insurgency. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Let me first start by saying that I may likely speak against the bill, but not with any sentiment.
Order.
Mr. Speaker, my concern about the bill is that as a nation, are we after establishing commissions? When the Civil War took place, as the leader said, there were 3 R's. The 3 R's were put in place to tackle the challenges of that zone by that period. Mr. Speaker, I don't see any justification as a country to be establishing commissions that will just be saddled with the responsibility of an aftermath of the devastation. If we continue to do this, which means very soon we'll have Northwest Development Commission, because as I speak to you, Northwest is already devastated economically. So my concern about the bill is that we shouldn't set a kind of precedence that we are just after setting commissions and commissions and commissions like that. My take is that as a country, as citizens, we should look at a way of even preventing the occurrence of these anomalies or these kind of problems that bring about the need for setting up these kind of commissions. So, Mr. Speaker, my take is that I'm speaking against the establishment of this commission, so that we will not put a kind of bad precedence of just setting commissions to handle issues that we can prevent as a nation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Comrade Aminu Suleiman.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I am from Kano State, and my name is Comrade Aminu Suleiman. I represent Kanye Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am also constrained not to speak favorably on this bill. And I'm coming from the background that this bill
was either brought before this
He is from Cross. We are from Cross Rivers. We are from Akwa Ibom State. There are so many related.
This bill was brought before this chamber, and let us go back to our archives, and it was debated thoroughly, and I think in the wisdom of the House, I can recall very clearly that this bill was stepped down. I do understand that this is a bill from the Senate asking for our concurrence, but with due respect, I don't believe that we are an appendage of the Senate. We should look at bills on the thorough objective of the bills and act on them. Like the previous speaker said, if we are to go by this theory and analysis, and which was the reason the House stepped down this bill when it was brought, it's a general consensus that there is no part of this country that is not affected by one misfortune or the other. And our worry at that time is not because this thing is for Southeast. Absolutely not. But it is a reason advance. Because at that time, the Northeast Development Commission was about to be considered. And the issue of the Southeast came. And those who spoke here, from the Southwest, from the Northwest, from the Central, all believe that if this is to be considered, then there should be multiple commissions for development of each region. And therefore, an event that happens close to 50 years back, we are now bringing it as a reason to create a commission. Then of course, where I come from, the Northwest, is now more devastated, even than the Northeast. And then we should not begin to consider that there should be a commission for every zone. Therefore, I will want to plead without any sentiment attached, that this bill should not go. This is my contribution.
Thank you. Last from this column, Honorable Namdas.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Abrazak Namdas. I represent the people of Ganye, Jada, Tongo, Mayl. I am from Adamawa State. Mr. Speaker, I want to support this very bill. We are at a time that if we are not careful, this country is going to have more problems. So far, as at now, you can see anything you do in Nigeria is classified either from sentiments, either you're using religion, or you are sectionalizing certain things. People interpret things based on different indices. If I come from the Northeast, thankfully, and I appreciate the members of this House, that we've been giving Northeast Development Commission. And in fact, just recently, the President just inaugurated the commission, and they are about to start work. For me, it will be unfair on my side to stand here and say I will not support the cause of the Northeast and Southeast Development Commission. I appeal to my colleagues that they should actually be considered, because they do have some level of devastations. They mentioned environmental issues as part of it. And if in their wisdom the Senate feels that there is need for a reconstruction, rehabilitation, and repatriation, I think my colleagues to have a rethink on the matter and feel so that we can behave and then believe that it's a one country. I support.
This is the way I'm going to do the debate. We are going to move like this. So if you want to speak on this column, signify very early, because by the time I leave this space and come here, I'm not going to go back. So from here, there are 2 more people left. There are 2 more people left here. And once I leave this column, I'm not going to come back. So I give you the floor.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Francis Charles Uduyo, member representing Korabas in Karani in the State of Bolo Federal Constituency. I'm from Akwa Ibom State.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, it is very necessary that this bill must be supported. It is important that this bill must be supported, looking at the general principle of the bill and the need for development of the Southeast. Nigeria is a very big country, and it is in our mind, all of us sitting here, and it's important that every facet of this country component be properly developed. If the Northeast Development Commission is established, I think that the issues addressed by this bill will be properly addressed and our country will move forward. So I want to enjoin others to say that it's important to support this bill for the benefit of our dear brothers in the Southeast.
Thank you, Honorable Pajok, Chairman and Business.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, Mr. Speaker, let me take the issues seriatim. The first issue was the observation that this House stepped down this bill some time ago. I don't think the bill was stepped down. It was negative because there was a vote on the bill, and the majority of the members of this House voted against the bill at the second reading stage. But Mr. Speaker, that happened over almost 2 years ago. And by the rules of this House, if a matter is represented within the same session, then it cannot be considered by the rules of the House. But Mr. Speaker, this is being considered in a different legislative session, so there's nothing wrong with us considering it. Secondly, it's emanating from the Senate. It had undergone all the processes, including public hearing, and the Senate in its wisdom decided not to pass it. With the passage of time, Mr. Speaker, there's nothing wrong with us looking at the merits of this matter again, particularly when it is in a different legislative session. Mr. Speaker, just some few weeks ago, this House passed a bill on the equitable sharing of river basin development authorities. Now we're talking about no development. Are we saying that no region of this country is entitled to development? The key word for me in this bill is development. If the Southeast feels that they are underdeveloped and they feel that the issue of a development commission will address the developmental challenges of that region, so be it. It does not stop any other region from asking for a development commission. So if Northwest feels like bringing their own bill for development commission, so be it. As a matter of fact, we in the North Central, where I come from, are going to bring our own bill asking for a development commission for the North Central, because we feel, and the facts are there, that we are the most devastated region in this country. So I am of the view that let us pass this bill for the reasons of equity, because we are not saying that Nigeria does not have the resources to develop all regions of the country. Let us not forget, just in this year's appropriation act or bill sent to Mr. President, we have voted in about 10 billion naira to address the challenges of Zamfara State. So whenever there's any peculiar challenge from any part of the country, my take is that let us look at the issue on its own merits. Are we saying that there are no developmental challenges in the Southeast? If there are, and we feel that within the present structures of the government, they may not adequately address those challenges, I think that this issue of the Development Commission will address those challenges, and therefore there will be less cry of marginalization from this from the Southeast. So I plead with my colleagues, and I support what my honorable colleague from the Northeast, Honorable Abdurazak Namdas, said, also from the North Central, saying we should add our voice to unanimously pass this bill, so that we send the message that Nigeria, we are one, that we are united. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Fijabi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Saida Kane Fijabi. I'm from Ibadan, Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, I think we have to be a bit careful in having a lot of commissions in Nigeria. I would have said, instead of having Southeast or Northeast or North Central, we should just have Nigerian Development Commission. Collapse all the commission into one and have a robust commission that we can. Because if a war had happened like 50 years ago, don't forget, Mr. Speaker, I know you are older than me. During the Civil War, the Esquiriji War in Southwest, which under that one I can still bring a development commission because of it. But let's look at Nigeria as a whole. We need development. We need a lot of infrastructure that we need to put in place. So instead of having Southeast, Northwest, North Central, we should have what we call Nigeria Development Commission and be serious about it. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm bringing a bill on having Nigeria Development Commission. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Dr. Chukwuemeka Uja.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I'm Honorable Dr. Chukwuemeka Uja. I represent the good people of Nkanu East and Nkanu West Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I sit here, or I now stand, cringing at the attitude of some of our colleagues here with respect to this very wonderful bill that has now come from the Senate. Mr. Speaker, we continuously preach one Nigeria. When our brothers from the northeast came with a bill, we all supported it. Now we are now blind to the plight of the people of the southeast. Mr. Speaker, everybody is alluding to the Civil War, but that's not the only thing that is addressed in this bill. It says that other environmental or developmental challenges, of which there are a plethora of them. Mr. Speaker, I appeal to my colleagues to, with conscience, support this bill. The people of the southeast have been yearning for proper development. If other zones want development commissions, so be it. For me, as many as possible. If not, then let's cancel all developmental commissions. So we can't just pick and choose as it suits. So I appeal to my colleagues. If there's been a rethink, we've already canvassed the opinion, and I believe there's a majority consensus that this bill is a healthy bill, devoid of ethnic sentiment. Just that the Southeast are coming and saying we need a developmental commission. So I appeal to my colleagues, let us support this bill and not bring in ethnic sentiment to this. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Onigo. Are you sure your mic is functional? Because your mic is not functional and it's not being recorded.
Come on, sir. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Okay. I said my name is Samuel Onibo. I represent the good people of Great Tikwano and North and South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I said that I'm very, very happy to have the opportunity to add my voice to the urgent need for this bill to be favorably considered and approved by my colleagues. The reason is simple. We had the experience last time when this bill did not go through due to some factors. But this time, our colleagues in the Senate have considered this bill thoroughly and passed it. It's not a bill that is based on sentiment. It's based on the realities on the ground. I know very clearly that in the Southeast, there are serious environmental challenges. No one is referring only to the events of the Civil War. The Southeast has the greatest number of gully erosions that have been devastating the area. And I know that I've made efforts myself to attract some of those erosion control projects. But when you go over and over again, you are reminded that it is not your state alone that is suffering from this. And this is a common thing around the Southeast region. Mr. Speaker, that's one segment of my submission. The other one is that at a time like this, when we are all asking for us to unite and build a united country, it now becomes a source of concern if either one group or a section creates the impression that one section should be treated differently. Mr. Speaker, I know that recently, Mr. President talked about true physical federalism. And what we were able to understand from that is that I think there's a realization right now for us to ensure that we decentralize resources to touch the lives of people and to address critical challenges. Mr. Speaker, I would really be pleased, and I'm using this opportunity to appeal to our colleagues to please join hands and ensure that this bill is passed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Luka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Kiruka Uye Georgia. I represent the good people of the Suwagumu Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I want to plead with my honorable colleagues to show understanding at this particular time, because what this bill seeks to achieve is for one united Nigeria, where the Southeast would have been more productive after passage of this bill. It's just to enhance. I'm also saying, if you look at the body of the bill, it speaks to itself. It says, to establish the Southeast Development Commission to serve as a catalyst to develop the commercial potentials of the Southeast, receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation for the rehabilitation, reconstruction, and reparation of housing and so on and so forth. So if we are talking about one Nigeria, how to move forward, how to move to the next level, we shouldn't bring sentiments in this kind of thing. Because what we have been looking at is the generality of this country. Everywhere is agitated. We have issues left, right, and center. People, I don't even want to say, oh yes, because we passed Northeast Development Commission bill. I don't even want to say, okay, because we have this other commission or other commission. Because what is important is that we are one Nigeria. And at a time like this, it's time for people to sit down and look at issues rationally, not bringing sentiments whether I'm from Southeast. And I can tell you that most of the time on the floor of this house, I personally have spoken in favor of other regions, because I am representing a constituency that is part of Nigeria. We are talking about 360 people, 360 federal constituencies that made up Nigeria. And so at no point will we bring issues of sentiment. Yes, emotions may arise, sentiments may come in, but let us look beyond this, so that we look at the side that is talking about unity. Let us talk about the thing that unifies us, the thing that is going to move us to the next level. Even as we speak, the ruling party is talking about moving to the next level. And from the Southeast, we are saying that if you help us, support us, concur to this bill, because let me tell our colleagues, this bill passed through first reading, second reading, and it came to public hearing from the Senate that Nigerians attended. When you do public hearing, you do not say it's only these people that will attend. So I'm speaking mostly to the motions that are coming up. We know what the bill is all about. We know the issues. We know the history. We know yesterday. We know what is happening today. But I'm saying that this bill had passed through first reading, it has passed through second reading, it came to public hearing, where Nigerians, the Northwest, the Southwest, the North Central, the Southeast, the South-South, every zone, Southwest, came to that public hearing. Institutions were represented, and they said it was okay, and they got it back to Senate, and it passed through third reading, and we are one Nigeria. Today, we have to make history on the floor of this house to say we shall no more look at divides. We should also be looking at what brings us together. And that's why I'm saying, I'm pleading to my honorable colleagues, please let us show understanding to allow this bill to pass through this concurrence stage. Nigeria and history will remember us. I so submit.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and my very distinguished colleagues. I am Uche Chikunamobi, and I represent the good people of Mahodo West and Oba Ebemutani Federal Constituency from River State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support this bill wholeheartedly. The essence of this bill is to bring about development in a particular region of this country. We happen to enjoy it in the South-South. The Northeast is enjoying it, and the bill was actually moved by the Speaker, Yakubu Dogara. So I don't see anything wrong in this one. I would rather say that we all give this speedy passage. A lot of people have a problem with the way the bill was crafted. Like they talked about the Nigerian Civil War. Yes, a war was fought in this country. It's in the past, it's part of our history. There must be reconstruction, rehabilitation, and the other arrow. So I want to, appeal to my dear colleagues to support this bill. Let that be the one for the Southeast. If need be, we can even have for the other regions. Because what we're looking at now, Nigeria is gradually going back to what we had before. The time when we used to have nationalism, and if we truly believe in justice, what this federal government should do is ensure that what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, my dear colleagues.
No, not Sergeants, not you Sergeants, not you Sergeants.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Honorable Ahmad Abdullah Kalambaina, FNIE, Sodonan Kalambaina, and I represent Kwari Wamako Federal Constituency of Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, I'm not in support of this bill, being that what is happening in the Northeast is also happening in most part of the northern part of Nigeria, Southeast. When you consider the situation at hand, like in Zamfara, Sokoto, and Katsina, which happen to be the northwest part of this Nigeria, there is supposed to be also this kind of commission so as to develop this area, which was destroyed as a result of insecurity in this area. Instead, let there be a Northern Development Commission so as to develop the entire North, considering the challenges faced by the area due to security issues that resulted in the destruction of some entire communities and displacement of indigenous of those communities. Mr. Speaker, I therefore submit that I do not support this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Let's also remind our colleagues that you have to either speak on the principle of the bill or just debate generally. It's not about either to support or to be against it. So I will start from this column from Brown, Honorable Brown.
Different one. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Randolph Iwolweni Brown, representing the Ekma Bode Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm a reverse man.
Yeah, point of order. How is raising point of order?
Explanation. My right has been denied.
Sergeants, it's not fair. Don't make this out of control. Look at your standing order and look at it. Personal explanation is an item. I will have gone past it. So take your seat.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Once again, Mr. Speaker, my name is Honorable Randolph Iwolweni Brown, representing Ekma Bode Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I want to lend my voice to this very, very important bill. It is important because a people wants development. This is very we are in a terrible time in this country, and development is something that is necessary for all of us. And if there is need, it will create employment. All the necessary infrastructures of the area will be harnessed. All the potentials of the southeast will also be harnessed. So, Mr. Speaker, without much ado, I wish to lend my support to the creation and urge my colleagues to please, in the name of God, support this bill.
Honorable Dennis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Amadi Dennis, member representing Uti Ejagbara constituency of Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, without attaching sentiment to this bill, we believe that it is something that is equitable, that will favor all parts of the country. In the southeast, we don't need to recount history. Prior to the insurgent in the north, the south has suffered a lot of environmental degradation arising from the past civil war and issues that happened, loss of our population, youths mainly. Even the economic empowerment of our people were shortchanged in the sense that the average southeasterner had to go home with 20 pounds shortly after the war. Mr. Speaker, this region before now generates electricity far beyond its region through the thermal coal plant. Coal was the major resources for Nigeria. It was in the southeast. We did not segregate. It was being used by the whole country to develop Nigeria. Resources from export of that coal was used in developing part of Lagos, part of our railway, the locomotive engine that is major way of haulage and transport for Nigeria. In the 60s, we are being driven by this coal. Today, the environment where this coal are being harvested, people, some of them cannot have a good drinking water. Some cannot farm. It is not something that we are asking for selfish reasons. Our people have said they need to come together to develop their infrastructure, to develop their road network, to develop their economy, to harvest abundant resources that are within the soil of Southeast. I sincerely appeal to my colleagues to support this bill and also thank the initiator, especially the Senate where this bill has been referred from. I so support, Mr. Speaker.
Professor Majid Alabi. Professor is already ranking by age. Ranking by age is over to you. Professor is already.
My name is Jerry Alabosa from Imo State, representing our law and Ori Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, the bill before us is a bill that calls to heaven and to the youth. Mr. Speaker, as I was saying, the bill before us is a bill that calls to heaven and to advocate for human conscience. Human conscience in the sense that what is good, what is source to the goods, not the source to the gender. Mr. Speaker, this bill has been filed by the Senate. And the words of the bill, Mr. Speaker, let me draw your attention once more, are to develop the commercial potentials of the Southeast. The question is, are there commercial potentials of the Southeast? Yes, is the answer. 2, to manage allocations from the Federation, not from our various states, Mr. Speaker. To manage allocations from the Federation for rehabilitation, reconstruction, reconciliation. In fact, this one added reparation too. Mr. Speaker, it's also talked about lost businesses. Lost businesses of the victims of the Civil War. lost businesses. The question is, were some businesses lost during the war? Yes. So it is to manage the allocation for the federation, not from the various states in this country. Mr. Speaker, remember that the South is also prone to erosions. This development commission is also to manage most of this. Mr. Speaker, after the war, there was this saying that no victor, no vanquished. One of the major actors in that war later on changed and started saying Nigeria praise. Mr. Speaker, part of the praise we are talking about is about this development commission. We are praying so that the thing will lead to reconciliation, full rehabilitation, and full reconciliation, Mr. Speaker. So I'm begging some of my colleagues to develop human conscience and support this bill. More so when the thing is not removing anything from your own state allocations. From the federation, it concerns the Southeast. When they give us an allocation, we need to manage all this system.
Silence, please. Order. Honorable members, please. Please. Honorable members, please. Honorable members. This is not the press center.
The civil is against this. So, Mr. Speaker, I am pleading with my colleagues to develop human conscience. There is no electricity about this. It's so clear. We are victims of the war. Whether we like it or not, we are all victims of that civil war. The Northeast is now witnessing it.
Honorable Sergius, FCT, Sergius, please.
When I say this before one, before arms, so I'm pleading that all of us to please support this development commission, which will not harm any state. Mr. Speaker, I so submit. Thank you.
Honorable Nicholas Osai.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. I am Honorable Osai Nicholas Osai. I represent local Kwani Federal Constituency of Delta State. Mr. Speaker, I wholeheartedly support this bill for the second reading. Why do I have to support this bill? The critical issues members should examine, not on sentiment, but what is the intention of Senate. The intention of Senate is derived from a proper foundation of the challenges faced by Southeast. And what are these challenges? Challenges of erosion and ecological degradation. Challenges of landslide menace that has bedeviled the entire Southeast. Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleague, you will remember in 1980, there was issues of problems of desert encroachment. And the federal government deemed it fit that there is need to rescue that region. And the principle of afforestation started, and trees were planted to quench the problem of desert encroachment in this country. There was no position raised on it. Now Southeast people are Nigerians, indigenous in nature. And when one of our own is being faced with problems, there is need to rescue that problem. The Northeast has a problem, and every Nigerian resolved to support Northeast. And continuously, we will continue to support Northeast until that issue is resolved. Mr. Speaker, Southeast is not different. I am not from Southeast, but I know the problem of Southeast. Every nook and corner of Southeast is ravaged with erosion. Can't you rescue such a situation?
Mr. Speaker,
distinguished honorable colleagues, you will see houses encroached by erosion, destroyed by erosion. Mr. Speaker, when you go to Southeast, you pity the deplorable road constructors are there. What we should be talking is passing this bill with the speed of light it requires, not to be opposing it. I am not talking issues of the Civil War. I am talking issues on how to rescue your fellow human being.
That's the complete issue.
Well done.
The issues of civil war is gone. Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues,
Honorable Osai.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Osai, please. MS is raising point of order, but please, just raise your point of order.
My point of order is simple. Mohamed Sani Abdu, Al-Kalerikir Federal Constituency, I'm from Bauchi State. I want him to talk to the subject matter. All those issues of environment, this and that are different.
No, MS.
Yes.
You are ruled out of order. If you look at the title of that bill, MS, please.
I am saying he should talk to the subject matter.
MS.
If you talk to the subject matter, I have no problem, sir.
MS, that's exactly what I want to rule on. Look at the title of that bill. There is a word environment there. There is a word environment there, so it's not out of order. So you are ruled out of order. So Honorable Osai, continue. Okay, you are finished.
In concluding, before there was an intervention, and I want to thank Mr. Speaker for your protection. In rising on this motion, on these issues, that is critical, because we are saying that the National Assembly is a unifying factor, a unifying institution that comes to unify Nigeria with better policies implementation. And this commission is one of those policies that unite us. This commission is one of those policies that carries a section along. This commission is one of those policies that is laudable in rescuing Nigeria. On this ground, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I urge you, my colleagues, to look at what the intention of the Senate to pass this bill with the speed of light is required. I rest my case.
Honorable Ikeria Asoto.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Azodo Ikeria, member representing Agwata Federal Constituency. I'm from Anambra State, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand to wholeheartedly support this bill to be passed into law. Mr. Speaker, there are so many reasons why we needed this bill. We are talking of the 3 R's. Some people are saying that we should forget about war, that it has been long. The war took place. It's not true. We are still suffering on that. We are still suffering on that, on the menace of the war. So we needed this bill to reconstruct and rehabilitate the Southeast region. We were talking of reconciliation. Yes, we have agreed on reconciliation, that we have reconciled. And we are one indivisible country now, and united. So as we are reconciled, there is need for us to reconstruct and rehabilitate the zone, so that we will move at home. Last time we passed a bill here of Northeast Development Commission, it was in the same spirit to develop the area. We are pleading with my brothers. It's not on sentiment. If you people bring any other bill on North Central or any other side, we are going to support you on that. Please, we are pleading for you to support this bill so that it will be passed. Thank you, Master.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for yielding to me. My name is Menna Eledu KJ, member representing Bende Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm from Abia State. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Senate for the thought that went into passing this bill. Mr. Speaker, sir, the reason that I thank the Senate is that I have absolutely no doubt that the dissenting voices that we have on the floor of this House, the sentiments were mirrored in the Senate. But what the Senate did was that they came up with a bill that not only would look to the development of the country, to all regions of the country, but also an instrumentality to unifying this our country at a time where our country is at its most polarized. Mr. Speaker, sir, my colleagues before me have spoken to the they've spoken to environmental degradation and so forth. Only today, or a couple of days ago, Mr. President decried what was going on in the Lake Chad Basin, and he spoke about environmental degradation and even went beyond the Lake Chad Basin Commission to ask that countries around the world come and support the Lake Chad Basin because of the effects of climate change. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Southeast loses on a daily basis a lot of income to poor road network, which derives from the fact that we are indeed an infrastructural decay, which derives from the fact that we're a country that is on a very bad belt as far as ecological issues is concerned. But Mr. Speaker, over and above that, I've heard the arguments from some of my colleagues, and they say that should we have development commissions?
Please, silence, honorable members, please. Order, please. Please, honorable members, take your seats. Silence, please. Honorable Omar, can you resume your seat, please? Honorable Abdul, DG 2019, please take your seat.
I've heard some of my colleagues oppose this. And the reason they oppose this is they say, should we have development in every part of the country? Mr. Speaker, so the GDP growth of our country is put at 1.9%. Ghana has the fastest GDP growth, and do you know why? Because Ghana came up with a policy that said, one village, one factory. It is the one village, one factory policy of Ghana that has jump-started the Ghanaian economy in such a way that we have seen the growth that we see. What is wrong, Mr. Speaker, sir, with us developing every region? Let me speak to the Northeast, and I do not speak to the Northeast because I think I want to come up with the argument of what is good for the goose is good for the gander. As a house, and I was one of the proponents of the Northeast Development Bill, we realized that for Nigeria as a country to wholly develop, that it was important for us as a country to make interventions in the Northeast, because if one zone develops and another one does not develop, it affects the bottom line for the rest of the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, only recently we've had conversations about interventions of 10 billion, I think it was, to the Northwest because of security issues. And Mr. Speaker, all of us as a house stood up and spoke about that intervention. The reason we did it was through no fault of theirs in the North. My colleagues on the floor of this house came out and said that all the economic activities in the North had ground to a halt. Mr. Speaker, sir, my concern is that if we decide to fractionalize this country, and if this parliament, which is supposed to be the unity, the unifying force for Nigeria, decides that the Southeast does not deserve development, or that the development commission for the Southeast is not right, then Mr. Speaker, sir, what argument can we have for the other interventions that we're going to make in all the other regions that have this problem? As far as I'm concerned, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is nothing in this bill, in this development of the Southeast, that takes away from the development of any of the other regions in Nigeria. All we're asking for is a legal instrument that helps us to drive our development in such a way that makes us one part of this country that helps the entire country to get up to what it is we want to see the country as economically. So when people start to come up with all these arguments about the North, the Southeast not requiring the interventions, yes, let's even speak about restitution. Mr. Speaker, sir, over 2 million lives were lost in the Biafran War. I do not speak to them, but if restitution were to be the issue, then let us have that as restitution. But for me, Mr. Speaker, what I implore is that my dear colleagues look at this as one region that is part of 6 geopolitical zones that needs to be developed alongside all the other regions. And if all these other regions are good candidates for that intervention, then the Southeast no less. I rest my case.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Obina Chidoka, representing Idemili North,
Idemili South Federal Constituency of Anambra State. My intervention this morning is quite simple, Mr. Speaker. As Chairman House Committee on Environment, I've had the privilege of going around this country. It will require $15 billion to recharge the lake charge. I've been to a place called Bama, most of them are from here, some of them can't even go there today. If, for example, the issues we're having of climate change today, and the movement, the migration, climate change migration from the north, and they start moving to the east or to any other part of this country, that is when they realize the issues. We have created an agency called the Great Green Wall. The Great Green Wall works in 11 frontline states in the north to tackle desertification and desertification issues. The issues of climate change is real. And when you have nowhere to run, you find out that by the time you come to the southeast, there is nowhere to run because of erosion. In Anambra, for example, there are about 1,000 erosion sites. Not to talk of other states in the southeast. The whole of the southeast, of course, our landmass is not large enough. In Lagos, they are expanding to the ocean. They now have what they call Eco-Atlantic Ocean. In the north, the Eco-Atlantic City, pardon me. In the north, they have issues, they have landmass. In the southeast, we are decreasing by the day. The Niger port is not developed. The trade route, Mr. Speaker, goes from Onitsha all the way from Kogi and down to Kano. And some of those trade is being lost by our brothers from the north because of lack of major infrastructure. What we are talking about is a development commission, which I think that we are progressive in this country, to be able to look at constituent parts of this country that will develop equally and bring about the development of other parts of the country. There are northerners who live in the southeast. There are easterners who live in the north who have moved. By climate change alone, that is a big issue for this country to grapple with. Insecurity is another one. And by the time we have this development commission, who will look at the issues in the southeast, and what are the simple issues? What are the issues we have? Issues of commerce. When you think about commerce, our industry, the enterprise, to be able to look at the issues that we have, that will be able to develop, that will also make sure that those developments are taken away or taken to the other parts of the country. So I've been to the southwest, I've been to the southeast, been to the south-south. Issues of course, the ocean surge in the south-south is an issue. So these are areas we have to look at when you talk about environmental issues on one part. And then of course, those who are speaking about restitution, reparations, issues that have risen from, there are still roads that are damaged in the southeast from the civil war. There are still light bombs. Recently in Germany, they detonated one from the Second World War. Not to talk of the Nigerian issue that just happened less than 40 years ago or thereabouts. So the issue is this. I expect my colleagues here, as progressives, as Nigerians, to look at this passionately about this commission and look at it as something that will develop our nation. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you very much, Hassan Saleh.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I'm Hassan Saleh. I represent the people of Ado, Obadibo, Kokofera constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Benue State. Mr. Speaker, I'm actually surprised that we'll all sit here to be debating for or against anything that has to do, or something that has to do with development or the development of this country or certain part of this country. Mr. Speaker, I would have said nothing, but I understand the sentiment of the Southeasterners in this chamber. Naturally, it has to do with their region. So they will wake up or they'll stand up and speak vehemently in favor of creating the Development Commission. I'm speaking as somebody from the North Central. My own state too has been bedeviled by all sorts of insecurity. But that is not to say I should get up, just the way Honorable Fadok said, to begin to canvass for a Development Commission. But on the issue of the Southeast,
For crying out loud, this was a region that was devastated by war. Honorable Kennedy just said it, over 2 million people died. We have our history books. I just left the former Vice President Ekweme's village just last weekend. I drove there from Imo State and I saw how devastated the environment is. Erosion everywhere, houses are on the cliff. Any major rainfall that will soften the soil, those houses will go. And if you look at what the bill is seeking, they said here, the Speaker, if you permit me, to receive and manage funds from allocation from federal government, which means funds that belongs to them. The Commission is to serve as a catalyst for the development of their region. If not for the failure of all the government we've had from 1979 to date, why would we be talking about Development Commission? They come up with all manner of proposals, all manner of development plans. None have been fully executed. And that is why people are looking for ways to develop their areas. So I am alarmed if we sit here and certain people begin to weep unnecessary sentiment. It's disgraceful. I don't see any reason why we will get up here and begin to oppose this kind of bill. Is it because we are not from the southeast? So if we are speaking here as leaders and we are speaking for one united Nigeria, then we must begin to throw away those ethnic and religious sentiments that is further balkanizing this country. So in speaking for this bill, in supporting this bill, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I want us to look at the next generation, not our own generation. Because whether we like it or not, we are beginning to pick the dirty pieces of our past leaders and we are not beginning to work with it, which is very wrong. My own children should go to the east and sleep and enjoy life with their friends. My children should go to the northeast or northwest to enjoy life with their friends. That was the unity that was preached by our founding fathers. We should not, as educated people, sit in this chamber and begin to weep all these primordial sentiments that will take us backward. So please, honorable colleagues, let us pass this bill now, so much so that, because it even came from the Senate. The Honorable Kiru said it. It went through the process, public hearing and all of that. So if we had any opposition, we should have done it at that point. So let us stop all these things that we continue to divide this country. We must promote unity. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I speak in favor of this bill. We should pass this bill with the speed of light so that Nigeria can be better for you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Uzoma Nkim Abonta. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Abia State is one of the states from Southeast. Mr. Speaker, I want to adopt the postulations of Honorable Magnu and that of the last speaker and others who spoke in favor of this bill as if they were mine. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am on a part of pleading to my colleagues to see reason why this bill must not only be passed, but should be fast-tracked. I plead, I touch my heart for them and plead. I may ask the question, what will we lose if we have this commission? Mr. Speaker, nothing. I may answer, what are we going to gain if we put something in place? A lot. Is it wrong for states to say, give us the legal framework to manage our resources together for our common development? Mr. Speaker, what this bill is asking for is a framework which only National Assembly can give. If state assemblies can, we won't come here. For example, the road that traverses from Port Harcourt, Aba, Umuahia, Okigwe, Enugu, Onitsha.
If you give us this commission, we can say every state bring 10% of so and we'll get the road fixed. What will our brothers lose? We can say we want to start generating power plants. One state can build it, Mr. Speaker. The capacity will come from the joining of resources from the sister states to get it done. As a matter of fact, if we understand what we are doing, there should be commissions on the regional basis. Mr. Speaker, it is not by default. It is as a necessity that we're asking for this. Can we not copy what had happened in other climes and what they need? Why are we? Can't we know the single reason? Somebody said, can't we have National Development Agency? What is government, Mr. Speaker? Government is the national, federal government is the National Development Agency. Is it working? We all know the answer. It's not. Therefore, to attend to our need according to our pulse, Mr. Speaker, the problem in Lagos State may not be the same in Kano. The problem in Kano may not be the same in Benue. Therefore, we have individual problems as to the state, and they must also be solved in that manner. I do not think the opponents of this bill had read the content of the bill. Apart from funding that will come, they're also asking donations from the states, companies of the state themselves. The members may decide to tax every factory there, donate, give us this, as a social and identify what they need. It does appear that if you don't want this bill, you are trying to stifle development there. I don't want to go back to the past of the history of the Civil War and all whatnot. 2 years ago, a bomb left in Enugu exploded. There's a request for the military to clean up all the things there. But that is not a different issue. I want to speak to the problem here, which is developmental commission to remain in the past and start the future. Who is against it? For what reason? My dear colleagues, I am pleading to you. Create history today. Unite Nigeria. Give us a sense of belonging. And I want to pray to Honorable Falaki to please speak to it, support it. Let me also tell you, we do not, this part of the chair, I'm addressing the chair, I'm addressing the speaker, not the chair. That's the two differences. Mr. Speaker, the Southeast is saying, from our own commonwealth, from what the nation will give us the framework to cite it and put it. That's what we're asking. We're not saying, give us what belongs to the Southeast, or Southwest, or North. Mr. Speaker, most people here, let me liken it to missions. We do not want to do parish. We say give us the opportunity to do a cathedral thing. So that when all the parishes will join effort, we shall have our cathedral. So please, honorable colleagues, do not oppose it. Help us with it. We are begging you that we may be able to. In fact, the parting gift you will close this assembly with, I must beg you, is to allow us in Southeast to wind up its assembly, hopefully, belonging, feeling a sense of belonging. I beg of you, Mr. Speaker, I therefore pray that we pass this and in fact do the necessary arrangement to send to the Senate for a harmonized version to send to Mr. Minister.
And finally, I will recognize 3 more people. MS Abdul, Honorable Balde, then Pali Riase. So, MS Abdul.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Dr. Mohammed Sani Abdu, Al-Kalerikiri Federal Constituency from Bauchi State. In principles, Mr. Speaker, there is nothing wrong in supporting anything that will bring the development of Nigeria, and particularly for today, the Southeast Development Commission. And believe me, to the bottom of my heart, I'm not against it. at all. But, excuse me, they are belittling the importance of what is being proposed here. When 49 years, that is almost 50, people are bringing the sentiment of the civil war. It bothered me, and that is what I said before when it was brought before. That's one. Number two, sir. Excuse me. Boko Haram is not 49 years. It's not 50. Mr. Speaker, anybody who looks at the history of the
silence, please.
NDDC,
Honorable Abonta,
it
resume
is
your seat,
based
please.
on region.
Please go back to your seat.
It was based on what Nigeria considers its own commonwealth, which was being sabotaged, and we needed to solve it. So, but as time goes, if they feel the South and Northeast Development Commission has gone through, and now everybody wants it, may it be so. But I want to even assure you, I'm from the Northeast, and I don't think it will succeed because there is too much even politicization in the Northeast Development Commission. And all of us, I think what we need to do is to look at the economy of Nigeria and see what we can do to make it bigger, to absorb our problems, to make everybody comfortable so that the country can move. Sir, I want to assure you that if these commissions are the basis of restructuring Nigeria, please let all sit down and look at it and restructure. Because, sir, honestly, the way we are approaching it, at the end of it, we are just doing the devil's workshop. There is nothing that will come out of it. If the entire Northeast Development Commission is given 10 billion, just like our ZIP, that is zonal intervention, and by the time you drive it, 6 states, only one is getting 1 billion. Then what is there? There is nothing to it. That's why I say there is too much politicization. And that's why we will need to be more technical than sentimental. That is the essence I'm trying to bring. You know, now is that I have been clamoring that let us look at these 6 geopolitical zones and let it be the basis of restructuring, so that everybody, if you like, you can go and regionalize and then bring up whatever you have. But if because
MS,
excuse me, sir.
No, MS always listen. About our point of order.
You should speak to the subject of the bill. The subject matter of the bill is talking about development and not restructuring and all whatnot. You should speak to the subject matter of the bill.
About you are ruled out of order. It's not out of order. He's speaking to the subject.
Shame.
No, MS.
Yes.
MS.
Yes.
You have to withdraw that statement.
Which statement am I withdrawing?
You don't say shame on the floor.
Okay, I'll withdraw it.
Okay, so continue your...
Thank you, sir. No, it's the way he behaved.
Please, please, order. Honorable members, please, order.
I want to talk fast.
Order, please. Please, honorable members, order.
So your point of order. Take your seat and put up your mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Excuse me, gentlemen, Mr. Speaker, I hope I'm protected. Order 9 rule, calm down, my brother. Order 9, okay, I'll just move back to my seat, now bothers you a lot.
You are recognized, speak from that seat.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker Mbuchi Chukwunamobi. I represent Ahoda West and Oba Ibema. I'm from River State. Oba Ibema and Donny. Mr. Speaker, I come under Order 9, Rule 6, Rule 7. Now, first of all, to say that, okay, it shall be, hold on, Mr. Speaker, I'll need a little time to look at this. No, hold on, please. 7, yes. it shall be out of order to use offensive and insulting language on members of the House. Excuse me, gentlemen. Gentlemen, excuse me. And then
have you, honorable colleagues, have you cited the order? Is that the order?
That's one of them, Mr. Speaker. And the other is confining himself, rule 4, to the, subject, to the subject matter. I hope I'm protected.
So, take your seat.
Thank you, Mr.
You have cited 2 orders. One is the use of parliamentary language, which I have accordingly addressed, and he has done so.
Yes.
He will do the use of word shame. Then there are MS, please take your seat. I'm ruling on this point of order.
I wanted to conclude.
Please, honorable members, please.
Then the second one is that he has not spoken out of the context. Please just allow him to complete his debate. So, MS.
Sir, I just want to say that I read thoroughly today that majority of our states are generating less than 10% of our IGR from FACT allocation. And this fact is based on whatever Nigeria is able to collect. And therefore, there are very, very few states that are viable. And that's why I brought that argument. And I said, look, we need to look at it rather than, we should restructure. And restructuring must come based on if people feel it is the Development Commission.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Yakubu Marode. I represent the good people who are Bayi and Kadera of Chikun and Kajuru local government of Kaduna State. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to be part of this history. Today, we are considering something that is very, very important that will make us one as a country. Mr. Speaker, we have been bedeviled with a lot of problems. And one of the functions of Parliament is to make laws intermittently, to intervene when there are special problems on ground. Mr. Speaker, we are not oblivious of the passage of the Northeast Developmental Commission. And that was done because there was a peculiar problem. Mr. Speaker, I am from Kaduna State. I stand here, and the first thing I ask myself is this argument that I'm going to offer here genuine? And I'm convinced from my heart that, Mr. Speaker, definitely there are a lot of problems in the Southeast. Partly because of the war that was fought there. The war that was fought was not conventional. It was like a guerrilla warfare. A lot of harm were done to the people of the Southeast. And today, there are still mines and bombs in areas that need to be swept. I like when Honorable Bonta brought the issue that the government has even asked the army to go in there and make sure that they sweep the area and make sure that these bombs do not explode from time to time, killing innocent young people who are not part of the war. Mr. Speaker, I've watched over the television when flood takes over areas in the Southeast. Mr. Speaker, we have ecological fund, which is derivable from 1% of the federal allocation. But the question here, has it really addressed the issue of erosion in the Southeast? The answer is no. So, Mr. Speaker, I am working, but I'm speaking based on my conscience. If something is to be done to a part of this country, and the essence is to bring development, to make them feel part and parcel of this country, why shouldn't we? Mr. Speaker, I want to digress a little and mention some intervention
that the government of this country has done. NYC was formed by General Yakubu Gowon when he was the president. What was the essence of NYC? It was just for people to be able to move around, go to different countries, different states, experience what we are, and so that when tomorrow, peradventure, the federal government offers you a job, and you are from Borno State and you are asked to go to Anambra State, you are not going to feel strange. You feel you are part of this country called Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, that is one. The second aspect, just of recent, Mr. President, in his wisdom, felt that the Biafran soldiers that were not being paid pension, recently he approved pension for them. What was the essence of that? Unity. He wanted the Igbo people to feel that this country belongs to all of us, and he approved it for them. Mr. Speaker, there is the intervention in terms of nomadic education. We have today the National Commission for Nomadic Education. Nomadic education. Why was it so? Because in the wisdom of who was president by them felt there is need for our pastorists to be brought at full, to be educated, so that one part or one tribe is not educated over others. Mr. Speaker, honestly, I want to support this, and I want to beg our people that look, this is not the time for sentiment, but it's the time for us to look at this country as one. And if the essence is to bring development to the southeast, why shouldn't it be a unified country? I look at today, there is this advocacy. That there should be more states, even in the southeast. Why is this so? It's all about development. And unfortunately, we've not been able to pass that. But the cry or the quest for an additional state in the southeast is genuine. And we must look at it maybe in the next assembly and see what we can do. Mr. Speaker, I am in support of this, and I will say without minding what that we should look at this and pass it, because it has no negative effect on any part of this country, and I don't see why we shouldn't pass it. I so move that this thing should not only be passed by the speed with the speed of light, but the speed of new rainbow.
Abdul.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Abdulmumin Jibrin. I represent Kirubi Beji Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I want to support this bill.
Oh, you don't make noise.
That is your problem. That is your problem, and I hope you change. I want to support this bill. I want to support this bill in spite of some words of caution that has been whispered to me. But by my nature, I'm not somebody that likes to suppress my conscience. And for whatever the consequences may be, I'm ready to take it. Mr. Speaker, I look at this bill from a bigger picture. I look at this bill from an historical perspective. I look at this bill as coming at this time to ask the government to fully implement what the whole country sat and agreed about 3 or 4 decades ago. Whether we like it or not, the Civil War is part of the history of this country. After the Civil War, the whole country unanimously agreed, and the government adopted the 3R policy of reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reconciliation. It took off. This policy of 3Rs took off comfortably. Unfortunately, it only lasted a couple of years before the Gowon administration was terminated via a military coup d'etat. Whether we like it or not, however you look at it, substantially, the policies of that 3R died with the Gowon administration.
And that is why there's been that agitation. And when you add it with however we justify the subsequent, is it police action, the military action here and here in the southeastern part of the country, and some elements of neglect, and thank God I'm speaking publicly, yes, there is a chunk of underdevelopment in that region. Even though a lot has also been done. But this is a time for we elected officials and the government to be courageous enough and to show this part of the country that they are part of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Whoever is talking by the side in this chamber, and for whatever reason, if you kill this bill, mark my word, it will come back to haunt you sooner or later. In any case, if you look at even the funding, part of the funding, they are even saying deduction from their own states. So what is even your own? So please, Mr. Speaker, as I have said, this will make me unpopular to some people, but you know I'm used to that. So long as I'm speaking my conscience, I call on our colleagues that we should rally round. We should show the southeastern part of Nigeria that they are part of us. I have sat in this chamber as chairman finance. If you are talking about funding, Nigeria can fund development. And I want us to also understand that underdevelopment in any part of Nigeria is underdevelopment in the entire part of Nigeria. It's like the four wheels of a car. When one of the tires is punctured, do not deceive yourself thinking that your other tires are working on well. Please, they deserve it. They are in need of it. And we have a responsibility as elected officials to rise above ethnic or narrow sentiment and get this bill passed. It's a responsibility that we must do today. If we fail to do that, it will come back to haunt us. I so submit.
Thank you. Finally, Honorable Pani said, don't turn yourself into a presiding officer. Pani said,
put the question now, let's go to it.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I'm Pali Iriase. I represent Oma Federal Constituency. I'm from Edo State. Mr. Speaker, by this bill, we stand at the threshold of history in the twilight of the 8th Assembly. Mr. Speaker, this bill might well be the icing on our cake of wonderful performance, no matter what naysayers may have to say. Mr. Speaker, the reason for creation of commission is in the nature
Silence,
of
please.
declaring emergency.
Silence, please. Order.
Emergencies are declared, state of emergency is declared to take care of an intractable problem identified, but that cannot be swept under the normal carpet of governance. Mr. Speaker, a lot of sentiments have been raised to becloud the underlying reason for this emergency solution. Mr. Speaker, the reason why there is palpable underdevelopment, infrastructural underdevelopment in the East, is because of the topography of the eastern region of Nigeria. The geophysical formation of the southeast is such that it is prone to ecological degradation by way of gully erosion. Your roads are built like any other road in Nigeria by government standard. Whereas if you have a commission, you will note that you need special engineering solution to the kind of substructure that the Southeast has. We will keep bemoaning the roads not lasting in the Southeast unless through a commission we have a study that enables us to know that the topography, I mean the soil nature is such that we cannot treat it like any other. The ecological situation of the Southeast, the gully erosion ravage of the Southeast alone, if well studied and reported upon, is enough for the government that is oriented towards development to say no, we are going to give it a special attention. And what this bill is going to do for Nigeria and Nigerians, not just the Southeasterners, because there is nothing that stops somebody from the farthest part of this country, from the Southeast, from establishing business that will thrive and give him good life in the Southeast. For instance, just recently, Mr. Speaker, obtained my university education from the Southeast, the University of Nigeria. I don't have to be an Igbo man to go to the school because it was one of the best. And I tell you that in addition to the very fine points that have been made, it is time to treat the Southeast as needing a special intervention because of the proneness of that region to serious ecological degradation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable colleagues, the question now. Honorable colleagues, the question now is that the bill be now read the second time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Nay. The ayes have it. Clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the bill to allow the itself to develop police, itself as a separate to develop grants the commercial potential of the Southeast, the free the mandate demand from the application, from the population of the administration, the construction, and the creation of the houses, about business or business of the civil law, and address any other governmental or governmental challenges and related matters. Secondly, bill referred to the committee of the whole. Colleagues, please. Honorable colleagues, please. Sorry, our sis, the back side of our other colleagues is looking like yours. For the avoidance of doubt, bill referred to the committee of the whole. The fourth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of the Federal Capital Territory Health Insurance Agency to institute the Federal Capital Territory Health Insurance Scheme for all residents of the Federal Capital Territory and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Uzoma Ikemabota, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 24 October 2018, and now invite Honorable Abota to move that the bill be now read the second time. Honorable Abota.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Uzoma Ikemabota. Mr. Speaker, with all sense of duty, legislative duties, I invite to move that a bill for us to provide for the establishment of Federal Capital Territory Health Insurance Agency to institute the Federal Capital be read the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable Usman. Honorable Abota, lead the debate.
Mr. Speaker, once again, say my appearance. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, may I remind us that Abuja, Federal Capital Territory per se, can only enjoy legislation from the National Assembly. In other words, it is our duty to legislate and make law for Abuja and its neighbor, the Federal Capital Territory. Mr. Speaker, this bill seeks to establish Federal Capital Territory Health Insurance Agency for the inhabitants and occupants of Abuja. Mr. Speaker, it is a well-known fact that health is becoming an issue. It is a well-known fact that paying medical bills now is becoming an issue. Just a few hours ago, we sat down here trying to discourage capital flight and medical tourism. This bill seeks to provide the remedy we are seeking for in that other bill in curbing officers traveling abroad on medical tourism. If a proper health insurance is put in place, it will be for the benefit of the rich, the poor, the big and small. Therefore, in fulfilling our legislative duties at National Assembly that legislate for Federal Capital Territory, I urge my colleagues to look at this bill, the intendants, and passing. I tried to summarize the functions of the agency to be ensure effective implementation of policies and procedures of the health, to issue appropriate guidelines that bring about that, manage the health scheme in accordance with provisions of the bill, promote and develop telemedicine and other programs for wider participation in the scheme. Mr. Speaker, the essence of this agency is quite enormous. I may also want to tell you that the agency allows protection. I am also informed.
Silence, please. Order. Silence, honorable members, please.
A similar
please
of the bill We owe the people good governance through good legislations. These are one piece of legislation that can improve the health care system of the place. I therefore pray that the bill be passed second reading, and in fact will urge Mr. Speaker to remit the bill straight to the Committee of the Whole, that we do the needful and generally say that people will begin to enjoy good health rather than seeking medical tourism to Egypt, to India, and all whatnot. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable colleagues, the question is that the bill be now read the second time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the bill for now to provide for the summary of the Federal Capital Territory Health Insurance Agency to institute the Federal Capital Territory Health Insurance Scheme for all residents of the Federal Capital Territory and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to the Committee of the Whole. The fifth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to provide the sixth order of the day, is a motion on discharge of committees from referrals. It was because I saw your name. You are the sponsor of this one too. Oh, sorry, we are still on the fifth order. Sorry for the oversight. The fifth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of the Federal Capital Territory Primary Health Care Board and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Uzoma Ike Mabota. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read in the first time on Wednesday, 24 October 2018, and I invite Honorable Mabota to move that the bill be now read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise again with all sense of legitimacy to the Federal Capital Territory to move that the bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal Capital Territory Primary Health Care Board and related matters be read for the second time. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable Usman. Honorable Abota, lead the debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My state, we're going to tell this House that this bill, Mr. Speaker, will add no financial burden at all as the board exists. What is needed is a legal framework for the operation of the board. Mr. Speaker, a lot of things we have refused to fill up. Several boards function not optimally because they've not been either constituted or want of legal framework to operate. In other words, they operate illegally. They operate without authority. They may not be able to be sued or be sued because they do not have the legal framework to do the needful. They merely came into existence as it was a military fiat. Let this board operate. And therefore, the tenets of appointments are not even maintained. I can appoint my wife, my son, every year, and then review because there is no legal parameter for its operation. In compliance and in fulfilling the duties with all the Federal Capital Territory and their legislator, I after this bill to fill up the gap that the board may come to have a legal foundation. May I also inform this House that the Senate had also passed a similar version. I therefore pray that the bill be passed and committed to the Committee of Rules as time is
The question now is that the bill be read the second time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the bill for now to provide for establishment of the Federal Capital Territory Permanent Health Care Board and related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to the committee of the whole. The sixth order of the day is a motion on discharge of committees from referrals of bill pursuant to Order 17 Rule 31G of the Standing Order of the House of Representatives, standing in the name of Honorable Edward G. Pajok. Honorable Pajok is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. Mr. Speaker, this House notes that the undermentioned bills were read the second time in 2017 and 2018 respectively and referred to the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services for further legislative action. The bills are 1. Federal College of Agriculture BESA Establishment Bill 2018 HB 1446. The referral date was 17th of July 2018. Committee Tertiary Education and Services. Second bill, Niger Delta Institute of Technology and Skills Acquisition Establishment Bill HB 1069/2018. Date of referral 12th October 2017. Committee Tertiary Education and Services. Aware that the committee is yet to present reports on the bills, contrary to the provisions of Order 17 Rule 3(1)G of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, to which any matter referred to any committee shall be treated within 30 days, otherwise the committee shall stand discharged after 60 days and the matter committed to the committee of the whole for consideration. The House resolves to discharge the committee of the above mentioned bills and commit same to the committee of the whole for consideration. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable Zachary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Zachary Mohammed. I represent Paruchin Kayama Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, from Kwara State. I rise to second the motion as moved by my colleague associate.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, the seventh order of the day is consideration of report of the Committee on Telecommunications on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Nigerian Communication Commission, the total sum of 218,792,373,000 naira only, of which the sum of 44,234,686,000 naira only is for the current expenditure. The sum of 22,215,384,000 naira only is for capital expenditure. The sum of 15,789,898,000 naira only is for special projects, while the sum of 122,952,409,000 naira only is transferred to the federal government of Nigeria, and the sum of 13,500,000,000 naira only will be transferred to the Universal Service Provision Fund (USPF) for the period ending on 31st December 2019. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Thursday, 9 May 2019. Honorable Said Akiade Fijabi will move for consideration of the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Sahid Akiade Fijabi. I'm from Ibadan, Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House to consider the report of House Committee on Telecommunication on the issue from Statutory Reform Fund of Nigeria Communications Commission, the total sum of 218,792,377 naira only, of which sum of 43,668,000 naira only is for recurrent expenditure, and the sum of 22,215,384 naira only is for capital expenditure. The sum of 15,789,898,000 naira only for special projects, while the sum of 122,952,000,000 naira, 409,000 naira only for transfer to the federal government of Nigeria. The sum of 13,500,000 naira only for transfer to Universal Service Provision Fund for the period ending 31st December 2019. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
That want to second.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Olashukwu Abiodun. I'm from Oyo State. I represent the Senate Kajula Federal constituency. I rise humbly to second the motion ably moved by my chairman, Honorable Said Akande Fijabi. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, move that we resolve into committee on supply.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I hereby move that the House do resolve to a committee of supply to consider the report.
Chairman of business.
Honorable Speaker, I do second the motion for the House to resolve to the committee of supply to consider this report. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. House hereby resolves into the committee on supply to consider the report. Honorable colleagues, the report that we are about to consider is out of the House Committee on Telecommunication on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Nigerian Communication Commission, the total sum of 218,792,377,000 naira only, of which the sum of 44,334,686,000 naira only is for recurrent expenditure. The sum of 22,215,384,000 naira only is for capital expenditure. The sum of 15,789,898,000 naira only is for special projects, while the sum of 122,409,000 naira only will be transferred to the federal government of Nigeria, and the sum of 13,500,000,000 naira only will be transferred to the Universal Service Provision Fund (USPF) for the period ending on 31st December 2019. I now invite Honorable Said Akande Fijabi to speak to the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Said Akande Fijabi. I'm from Ibadan, Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, once again, I stand up to implore my colleague to support the consideration of this budget. Being the chairman House Committee on Telecommunication, this will be the last budget for me. I'm the chairman of House Committee on Pensioners. These are my colleagues. banner displays legislators. So, Mr. Speaker, the budget is for 218,792 million naira, which part of it is for recurrent expenditure, and we are transferring, and NCC is transferring the sum of 122 million naira to the federal government of Nigeria. So, Mr. Chairman, I believe and my colleagues will pass and consider this budget with speed of light, since we are going up, and I'm going up at this 8th assembly. And thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Pensioner.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. We first of all look at the revenue profile of the Communication Commission and deal with it. And I would prefer that members refer to their other paper. That is why we are going to take revenue profile. Licensing fee, 886,116,000 naira. Passed. Annual operating levy, 45 million naira. Annual operating levy, 45 billion naira. Spectrum fee, 34 billion naira, 52,410,000 naira. Numbering plan, 3 billion 100 million naira. Admin charges, 88,612,000 naira. Type approval fees, 220 million naira. Sanction fee, 110 billion. Sundry income, 24,520 million naira. Transfer from reserve, 24,518,718,000. Total revenue, 218,782,377,000. We now go to expenditure, the current expenditure. Establishment costs, 844,800,000. Staff costs, 23,053,994,000. Travel costs, 5,151,969,000. Operational costs, 9,505,719,000. Administration costs, 5,778,204,000. Total recurrent expenditure, 44,334,686,000. Capital expenditure, internal projects, 9,872,888,000. School support program, 11,115,514,000. Consultancies, 1,227,072,000. Total capital expenditure, 22,215,384,000. Special projects, emergency communication centers, 3,588,700,000. State Accelerated Broadband Initiative, 5,785,646,000. GSM and CDMA network QoS, 3,303,967,000. Subscribers database management, 829,100,000. ICT parks, 350 million. R&D, that is research and development in emerging trends in telecoms, 2,012,485,000. Total special projects, 15,789,898,000. Transfer to federal government 122,400,000. Transfer to USPF 13,500,000,000. Total budgeted expenditure 218,792,377,000. So let's go to the next part of the budget, which is USPF. The revenue profile for USPF: income from AOL contribution 13,500,000,000. Reserves 1,671,605,072 naira. Tender fee 2,520,000,000 naira. Total revenue for USPF 15,174,125,072 naira. Expenditure still under USPF. Recurrent expenditure: employee costs 979,533,560. Operational costs 685,335,543. Administrative costs 33,457,600. Board expenses 297,860,000. Bank charges 2 million. Total recurrent expenditure under USPF 1,998,186,703. Capital expenditure under USPF: computers 7,540,000,000. Office equipment 24 billion. Chairman, is that correct?
It's 24 million.
So the first one is 7,540,000. That's computer.
Yeah, that's
those who prepared the other paper. Confusing.
Yeah, the 00 shouldn't be there.
It shouldn't be there. So office equipment 24,750,000. Motor vehicles 67,500,000. Furniture and fittings 2,460,000. Total capital expenditure 102,250,000. Projects expenditure under USPF: connectivity programs 8,249,543,080 naira. Access programs institutional strengthening 4,397,757,694. Consultancy programs 396,385,000. Consultancy or asset swap valuation 32,002,595 naira. Total project expenditure 13,073,688,369 naira. Total budgeted expenditure under USPF 15,174,125,072 naira. Chairman.
Second the motion that the House revert back to plenary to report progress. I second.
House reverts back to plenary to report progress. The House in the Committee of Home, the House in the Committee of Supply, consider the report of the Committee of Telecommunications on the issue from Statutory Revenue Fund of the Nigerian Communication Commission, the total of 218,792,377,000 naira only, of which the sum of 44,334,686,000 naira only is for the current expenditure. The sum of 22,215,384,000 naira only is for capital expenditure. The sum of 15,789,898,000 naira only is for special projects, while the sum of 122,942,409,000 naira only will be transferred to federal government of Nigeria, and the sum of 13,500,000,000 naira only is for transfer to the Universal Service Provision Fund (USPF) for the period ending on 31st December 2019, and approve the recommendation therein. Leader.
Mr. Chairman, sir, the police, I like to move that the House to adopt the copy of
Chairman, rules of business.
Mr. Speaker, I hereby second the motion as moved by the Leader of the House.
Those in favor of the motion that the report considered in the Committee of Supply be adopted, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, we still have a lot to do. The 8th order of the day is resumption of consideration of report of the Committee on Financial Crimes on the bill and act to repeal the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 and enact the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Bill and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that on Wednesday 15 May 2019, the House in the Committee of the Whole considered clause 1 to 4 and defer consideration of report, and I invite Honorable Kadri to move for resumption of consideration of the bill. If Honorable Kadri is not here, then Chairman of business.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may I move that this House do resume consideration of the report of the Committee on Financial Crimes on the bill for an act to repeal the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 and enact the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Bill and for related matters HB 391 and 410 and approve the recommendations therein. I so move.
members.
Honorable Namdas, use your mic. And what is the bill about, please?
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. There is no issue of ground that you can raise point of order. There is no issue. A motion has been passed, seconded, and ruled on. The ninth order of the day is consideration of report of the conference committee on a bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Postal Service Act, Chapter N127, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and establish the Nigerian Postal Commission to make comprehensive provision for the development and regulation of postal services and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Thursday, 16 May 2019. Honorable Pajok will move for its consideration.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House will consider the report of the Conference Committee on the bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Postal Service Act, Cap N127, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and establish the Nigeria Postal Commission to make comprehensive provisions for the development and regulations of postal services and for related matters, and approve the recommendations therein. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Namdas.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to support the motion as put by Mr. Speaker, I support the motion ably raised by my colleague, Honorable Pajok.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The tenth order of the day is consideration of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal University of Health Science (Otukpo) and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Wednesday, 21st November 2018. Honorable Pajok will move for its consideration.
So this is a Senate bill. I thought the leader would move. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the indulgence. May I move that the House do consider the report on the bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the Federal University of Health Science (Otukpo) and for related matters, HB 1535. I so move.
Namdas.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleague, I rise to second the consideration of the bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal University of Health Science (Otukpo). I so support.
Why you want the leader to second the motion moved by the ordinary chairman of the committee? It's true, Pajok is not an ordinary chair. He's a super chair. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Zachary is saying nay. Are you doing autograph for Otukpo? The 11th order of the day is consideration of a bill for an act to abolish and prohibit dichotomy and discrimination between first degree and higher national diplomas in the same profession and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Tuesday, 7 May 2019. Honorable Pajok will move for its consideration.
Honorable Speaker, may I move that the House will consider a report on the bill for an act to abolish and prohibit dichotomy and discrimination between first degrees and higher national diplomas in the same profession and for related matters, HB 798. I so move.
Namdas.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, Namdas. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the consideration of a bill for an act to abolish and prohibit dichotomy and discrimination between first degrees and higher national diplomas in the same profession and for related matters. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. When I read it, I read Honorable Pajo. So why am I going to suspend the rule? The 12th order of the day is consideration of report of the Committee on Agricultural Production and Services on the bill to prohibit the killing and exportation of donkeys or its carcasses or derivatives out of Nigeria, given their depletion in numbers, the threats of extinction, and other aesthetic, ecological, historical, recreational, and scientific values to the Nigerian nation and its people in order to preserve them for use, particularly in transportation and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Wednesday, 15 May 2019. Honorable Mohammed Tahir Mokuno will move for its consideration. I now ask Honorable Pajo to do so.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I do move that the House do consider the report on the bill of the Committee on Agricultural Production and Services on the bill for an act to prohibit the killing and exportation of donkeys or its carcasses or derivatives out of Nigeria, given their depletion in numbers, the threat of extinction and other aesthetic, ecological, historical, recreational, and scientific values to the Nigerian nation and its people in order to preserve them for use, particularly in transportation and for related matters, HB 1307, and approve the recommendations therein. I so move.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to second the consideration of the report on Committee on Agriculture, Production and Services. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader.
Mr. Speaker and Speaker colleagues, I rise to move that the House to dissolve the Committee of the Whole to consider reports. I so move.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion as moved by the leader of the House that will resolve the Committee of the Whole to consider reports. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. House hereby resolves into the Committee of the Whole to consider reports. The first report to be considered is that of the House Committee on Financial Crimes, Committee on Financial Crime, on the bill for now to repeal the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 as amended, and enact the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act to provide for measures for the prevention and prohibition of money laundering in Nigeria and for related matters. House Bill 390 and 410. I now call on Chairman House Committee on Rules and Business to speak to the report. And it's not about speaking to the report, yes, I'm being guided. You are supposed to just give a report of the small joint committee of your committee and financial crimes. That was what you were mandated to do.
Mr. Chairman, we met with my colleague, Honorable Tayode Oladele, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Committee of the House. We went through the clauses of the bill, and we substantially agreed on all the amendments that need to be made to the bill, because the bill was earlier considered by the Senate and passed the way it was sent there. However, some of us did sit and we considered so many aspects of this very, very important bill, which touches not just the economy of the country, but also affect business and lives of Nigerians. So we have proposed many amendments, because some of them touch on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Some of them also other liberties. Some of them also affect the operation of other laws like the Banks and Financial Institutions Act. So I had even taken the trouble of even writing, and I passed it to him, and he read. That's why he said he has a meeting in the villa, because the president is going to also assent to one of the financial bills. I think it has to do with the NFI bill, or also it's supposed to be signed, or there's a meeting with regards to that. That's why he's not here. So he's apologized, but I've taken the trouble of reducing some of my amendments in writing. So subject to the discretion of the House, we're ready to proceed, sir.
Yes, we will continue his consideration. Although it was already reported that we considered clause 1 to 4 yesterday. Those clauses, that's what I'm saying. In our report yesterday, it was not reported that, but today I don't know how it was reported that we passed 1 to 4. So we now start from 1 to from 1. And why don't do side talk?
We passed the one that it was yesterday, 1, 2, and 3. It was on number 4.
For the avoidance of that, we start from 1.
That's okay, sir.
It is our rule. So clause 1. No, you can't raise issue like that. We asked whoever that has issue to join them yesterday. Did you make any amendment to clause 1 in there? No, I'm not going to give you the floor. Yes. It was clear yesterday that there was a subcommittee listening at work. That a subcommittee was set up of rules and business.
Order.
We didn't delegate our rights.
The chairman has the floor.
Sorry, Honorable Atua, Honorable Asai, please follow the chair. The chairman holds the floor, please.
I don't know why Atua and Osai are being rebellious. Okay, clause 1. Atua, don't speak grammar.
I wouldn't waste the House's time.
Go to the issue.
Yeah,
clause 1.
Very important.
Atua, don't speak.
Please has the floor, please.
I can yield with my last.
You already have the floor.
Okay.
Just go to the issue.
The objective of this act is to provide for an effective and comprehensive legal and institutional framework for prevention, prohibition, detection, and all the rest of it. But I'm afraid the issue I have with clause 1 is that the description does not encompass some of the provisions of this act, and therefore it does not encompass some of the provisions. But some of these provisions here, when we get to it, is further than what the objective says. I just flag that up because
you are not fair in the House. There are so many things mentioned here. Is it detection that was not covered, or prohibition or prevention? You are supposed to bring out it. You just made the general comment. You are not fair.
But this is objective.
So, Honorable Side, do you have any?
Yeah, not in this session, not in clause 1.
Okay. No, I'm not saying. You see, you didn't get me right. As we go along, you can make your observation. Then we amend. Like what he said now, just make general observation, which is not right. Which of the items mentioned in clause 1 is not covered in the bill? That is what you're supposed to relate. So clause 1, clause 2.
Mr. Chairman, I have issue clause 2.
Clause 3.
No, Mr. Chairman, no order, point of order. Mr. Chairman,
please. But I'm not giving you the floor.
Mr. Chairman,
take your seat.
No, but we're considering.
I'm giving you the floor. Take precedence over your point of order. Take your seat first. I'll switch off your mic. So,
representing Sokoto Federal Constituency. I'm from Kaduna State. Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, I take exception to the content of this clause 2, particularly where it says, subsection 2, a person who knows ought reasonably to have known or suspects. Now, Mr. Chairman, okay. A person who knows ought reasonably to have known or suspects that a property has a criminal origin commits an offense if he conceals, disguises, converts, transfers, or removes the property from Nigeria. Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, our criminal justice system does not have provision for conviction of a person just on mere suspicion. It is grounded strictly on proving a case beyond reasonable doubt. There is no how we can make suspicion a crime and then expect to have a smooth criminal justice system. It is even against the letters and spirit of our constitution. It is against our...
So your motion is that that subclause should be deleted?
Suspect, yes, should be deleted. That is...
No, he has not finished. He has not finished. What is your plan now? The motion is that it should be deleted.
Sir, there are so many provisions in this provision, because a person who knows stands alone. Or reasonably to have known stands alone. Or suspects stands alone. So to just delete the entire clause, I don't think would be reasonable. If he says that, if a colleague says that he has an issue with the word to suspect, yes, maybe we can delete the word to suspect, but all the other ones should stand, because that goes to the very heart of the Money Laundering Act. Because if you are prohibiting, you are saying that somebody can, there's a word called accomplice. You are an accomplice if you know that something happened and then you keep quiet. That is the offense. But there's some point where he says that if you suspect, suspicion does not really have any rule but when you know, for instance, somebody acquires a stolen property, then acquires the property and is even right in your doorstep, and you know probably the person is your neighbor, and you know that they committed an offense, and then you keep quiet. The law certainly should catch up.
That's why I requested that Sobas read it through. Do you follow the argument? Because I read it through. So if you look at it over again, I think one can stand, then the other two can go. The one wants to know and suspect can go. I've recognized you.
Chairman, the instructive word there is reasonably to have known or suspect. So they are disjunctive altogether. It is either you have known or you suspect. They are not together.
But you didn't get our argument.
Okay.
Our argument is that a person who knows stands. So your motions will be, we will find a way of retaining that part, but deleting others like ought to reasonably to have known or suspect. Those are the offensive ones. So that is your motion now. And so any seconder for that to be deleted.
Thank you, Chairman and honorable colleagues. I second the motion that we delete the words ought reasonably to have known or suspects. I second the motion moved by my colleague Soba.
Those in favor of the motion say, Professor Majid, you are throwing your hands in the air. What is it?
If I have my way, I'm Professor Majid, I'm here in the South, the Federal Constituency. I believe that deleting that will water down the essence of the bill. It is permissible without offending the principle that says you cannot be convicted based on suspicion. If you are reasonably suspected to have known, if you are in a position that any reasonable man in your position will know, it is allowed law. It will
you are letting them watering down the whole of the bill is killed once we remove that part. Because everybody will claim, I didn't know. When the doctor found, he knew. He don't forget, he said, reasonably expected to have known. When we interpret that, that means you will be in a position to possess certain knowledge you are deemed to have. Once you remove it, there is no point considering the whole bill again.
Take your seat.
It's a language of law that is permissible. It is used in many legislation. Yes.
Professor, you have made your point. Let me now. Professor, sit. But what I will do is there is a substantive motion on the floor. I know Pajok was reluctant because he must have seen it and he felt we were not supposed to have. So let me over again. I'll come back to the motion. But because the essence of the bill, like Prof said, is always found in the objective of the bill itself. Whatever, please. So Simon.
Thank you, Chair. My colleagues are Simon Honorable is my name. I want to support the submission of Professor Moji. If you remove the word suspect that property has a criminal origin, the entire bill substantially is gone. Now, the suspicion is not on the person who is making the suspicion, but on the fact that he suspects that something wrong has happened. And this is one of the bases for even investigation. So, if you look at the Money Laundering Act of 2011 as amended in 2012, the moment you remove the word suspects, it throws man into the entire bill completely. As we go along, if you look at the 2011 Act that was amended in 2012, you discover that if a person has reason to suspect that something is amiss somewhere, for example, you see somebody says he bought property.
Honorable Simon, don't let us start another debate. The point has been made.
Yes.
That was why I said, even initially when I called Pajok was a little bit reluctant.
Yes.
And there is a motion on ground now. So what do we do? Do I subject the motion to question or we become miserable by ourselves? Leader.
Mr. Chairman, sir. I want to say that Pajok wasn't reluctant with the word suspect. Pajok wasn't reluctant with that very particular clause. What Pajok said to the House was that what he thought would be a source of concern is the word suspect. That should be the only one that should be. The remaining should stand because they are on their own as a body. And that when you remove those ones, you have killed the peace. That was what he said. He's here. That's why I'm hinting on the fact that he said that the information Pajok was. I said no, that was the information Pajok.
Ask them, lawyers, do we have acts that use the word, no please, honorable side, don't always, you want to take over this one. Please, do we have laws that use the word suspect? Be sure that we don't have laws that have the word suspect so that we can deal with it and get going. Is not, is it your motion was not on the word suspect alone. You started by deleting all too reasonably to us unless you want to amend that motion. Suba?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Yes, my motion is clearly that we should omit or delete ought reasonably to have known or suspect. This is my motion. Because it is all about knowledge. Intention is even supposed to be brought here. But now when it says a person who knows ought reasonably to have known or suspect, now the argument is what is reasonable is left to the court to decide. And then you cannot say when somebody ought reasonably to have suspect. To have suspect what? When there is trial, you can still conviction of reasonable suspicion. There's nothing like suspicion in our criminal justice system.
Those in favor of the motion that the phrase ought reasonably to have known or suspect be deleted, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Osai, don't take over this job, just leave it alone. So, clause 2 as amended. Clause 3. Clause 3. Is it not the clause 3 that you started order? Clause 3 carry. Clause 4.
Point of order. Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Clause 4.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
And I will recognize you.
You are going past all the things I want to say, Mr. Chairman. That's not fair. If you don't want me in this house,
raise your point of order.
It doesn't matter. I don't have to sit here. Mr. Chairman, it's unfair. I sit here, I raise my hand. You call anybody else, I want to make valid contribution to an amendment, an act that is important in this house, yet you sideline it.
Raise your point of order. What's your point of order?
What does it matter?
Honorable Atua, you are ruled out of order.
There's nothing out of order about it.
Yes, you are ruled out of order. Honorable Osai.
Which point of order is more important? Which one is more important?
Honorable Atua, can you please sit down?
No.
Please. Chief is talking. Can you please sit down, Honorable Atua? Honorable Atua, you've not been recognized by the chair. Can you please sit down?
Whenever the speaker or the chairman rises during the debate, any member speaking or offering to speak shall sit down, and the House or the committee shall be silent so that Mr. Speaker or the chairman may be heard without interruption. 2. The speaker in the House and the chairman in any committee shall be responsible for the observance of the rules of others in the House and committees respective, and their decision upon any point of order shall not be open to appeal and shall not be reviewed by the House.
What decision?
Except upon a substantive motion after notice.
What's the decision?
Mr. Speaker has ruled a decision.
Don't interpret your side. Your point of order is in order. So clause 4. Clause 4 on the
So we're just carrying laws that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Mr. Chairman, I am referring to page 5 now, clause 4, sub 3. On page 5. The clause reads that for the purpose of this section A, the person acquires property for inadequate consideration if the value of the consideration is significantly less than the value of the property. B, the person uses or has possession of property for inadequate consideration if the value of the consideration is significantly less than the value of the use or possession. And C, the provision by a person of goods or services which he knows or suspects may help another to carry out any unlawful act is not a consideration. You can start saying this word to suspect. So, Mr. Chairman, I am seeing that this will be in conflict with the norms of our laws, because this is already taken care of by some other laws. Because this is the issue of this law is regulating money laundering,
and like I gave example yesterday, and I want to repeat, if someone buys a pencil for 5 kobo instead of
which particular sub-clause are you trying to amend? Because we are likely to take a global view of the word caught and suspect because it's everywhere in the bill.
Yes, sir.
And so since we have made a motion to delete those, then it will follow suit.
No, sir.
And every other.
I'm trying to delete the entire this thing so that
Which entire word?
the entire subclause 3. If you delete both subclause 3, which contains A, B, C, then even the word, even those words there will be taken care of. And my reason for it is simple, sir. The entire spirit of that subclause 3 has, for instance, been captured in an existing legislation. It's called the Advanced Fee Fraud and Fraud-Related Offences Act. This one, if I may read, because the Supreme Court recently interpreted this very section when it ordered that the EFCC were right to have the properties of Dame Patience Jonathan forfeited to the government of the Federation of Nigeria. So if I may read subsection 1 of section 7 of this law, so that you will see that it takes care of this matter, so that it shouldn't come, under a money laundering act. So sir, let me read. Where any property has come into the possession of any officer of the commission as unclaimed property, or any unclaimed property is found by any officer of the commission to be in the possession of any other person, body, corporate, or financial institution, or any property, this is not relevant, or any property in the possession of any person, body, corporate, or financial institution is reasonably suspected to be proceeds of some unlawful activity under this Act, the Money Laundering Act of 2004, the EFCC Act 2004, or any other law enforceable under the EFCC Act, the High Court shall, upon application made by the Commission, its officers, or any other person authorized by it, and upon being reasonably satisfied that such property is an unclaimed property or proceeds of unlawful activity under this Act, stated in this section, make an order that the property or the proceeds from the sale of such property be forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria. So sir, this law is sufficient and it takes care of this. But to say that something that doesn't have anything to do with the money laundering, not bring it into the Money Laundering Act, that's why I'm saying let us delete the entirety of subsection 3 of clause 5, of clause 4, sir.
But like I said, what about other areas where you have the word ought to listen? Please, that's so that you must follow the thinking of the bill itself. Is that what you want to comment on? Okay, make your comment. Let him make his comment because members don't want to hear me first. Like you that will take the decision. I'm only want us to follow the. So where you have the word ought reasonably or suspect in the bill, since we have made a motion to delete it, we assume that it should be deleted totally before we come to just matter. Prof, what is it?
The purpose of my amendment is that even that the whole of A, B, C will go. So even the words that to suspect they will already go by my motion if my motion is upheld. Yes, sir.
Since you are the sponsor or the co-sponsor of the bill, you don't actually need a seconder to delete accordingly. So the whole of clause 4, is it the whole of clause 4 that you are deleting?
It's 412, understand? But it's only sub-clause 3.
Okay. Clause 4.3 deleted accordingly. So Prof, what's your observation?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The other time you were asking about whether there are bills, and it occurred to me that in the fight against corruption, money laundering, and economic crimes,
I'm not amending anything. No, take your seat. We won't do a debate. If you see a particular clause you want to amend, that is what you can.
It's not a debate. I'm just trying to justify why all those clauses namely. If you now decide to remove it from each of the clauses,
but that's why we are subjecting it to the house, and then you had me.
I always ask questions. Follow my question. I'm not the one making the decision. I'm trying to advocate for what I see first.
You see, if you take time to listen to me, I don't make mistake when I consider bail, because I put the question to you, but people don't have patience enough to first of all listen to me. I'm not the one putting the word there. But because people have mindsets, they want to quickly express their mindset. Everything that we have done so far is putting the question back to you. Mine is just to back the government. So, you don't listen to him. I will not ask a sergeant at time to kick him out. But you are trying me. If you think I cannot go down, I can go down, because you are not the only one in the house. You are not the only one in the house. You are not the only one in the house. You are not the only one in the house at work, Clark. I can use that. So, anytime I call you clause, just listen, please. You are the one who is going to make the decision. So, we are clause 4 and Bajok has made the motion. But I'm being constantly reminded that he said he's of the opinion that when you delete 4.3, it's sufficient to delete the hot and suspect. So, if it's sufficient, if that is the wish of the house, then we move ahead. If it is not the wish of the house, then somebody else can make a motion. So he has deleted that, and we have done that accordingly, and it will be done within the bill. So we are on clause 5 now. So clause 5. So Simon, let Simon say his own before you.
Clause 5, sir. Unless we are going to amend the heading there, that's what I was saying, because the heading says failure to report knowledge or suspicion of money laundering. That was the point I was trying to make, that it rankles through the entire bill.
So, Honorable Bajok.
Sir, this is a very serious issue. I was just whispering, I had the floor. I was just whispering to the deputy leader that I will be compelled, because we are also guided by rules. So this is a house, this is a law-making house. We are guided by our rules. I'm aware that you've already you've made a ruling on the amendment by my learned colleague, Honorable Soba, but in view of the gravity of the amendment and what I'm already beginning to see in other laws, I was whispering that yes, we made a ruling, but I am going to come up next week with a substantive motion for rescission of that decision, because sir, you did ask a very relevant question, that are there any laws that contain those words in the suspect? And even from where I read, sir, this is a separate law, advance fee fraud and other fraud related.
Point of order. Point of order. Point of order.
It shall be out of order to attempt to reconsider any specific question upon which the House has come. Of course, and I, we have made a decision on this. For him to stand up, the chairman of business and rule, to talk on matter that Mr. Speaker has ruled on. It has already been ruled on, so it ought not to even refer to it at all.
I will rule on your point of order, but let me listen to leader.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I think what the leaders will have to come and then make this law in the interest of this country. The same
know that we have taken a decision on. If you go through the votes and procedure of yesterday, decisions were made, gaps were hit, and then adhered to. But today we have seated. What are you saying, please, my brother? Yes. We took the decision yesterday, but the process that we have seated today, we took the decision.
Leader, to make it not controversial. One thing that I do not like in this matter, and which we have to be sincere to ourselves, please, no side talk, please. It's a serious matter, because if I have not been careful, the last 20 minutes of the consideration of this particular report, people want to, the sentiment, emotion, people want to put it back on me as if I'm not competent to rule here. And I know why people are insisting, because everybody wants his own interest. In this bill, to be inserted is no longer, whatever decision we take now with this bill, is no longer a joint or a collective decision. It's a decision of individual perspective of each clause of the bill. That is funny too, because this is coming again as chairman of business to say that it's going to come. I'm not saying the House will pass it. Listen to me, always listen to my conference. It's going to come with a motion of rescission on the amendment we have made. I'm not saying the House will pass it, but the other fact that it's going to come with it, and it's a member sitting down here, means something is not right. And what is not right is not with me. It's with the bill and the House. No, you see, it's compulsory. So everybody thinks it's not being given a chance to talk because of the sensitivity of the bill itself. Then I will not use my ultimate power to say, this bill again, I will step it down, then we'll take it over to whatever rules, because the way we are going about it, I don't know, everybody is expressing its individual interest. No, it's beyond that. I don't want anybody to start seeing me as I'm preventing from talking. I'm not allowing him to make input into problem. What is it? The law eventually is going to be for all of us. So that's the position. Because this way, the way I don't want to use some parliamentary language, but this afternoon I was disappointed. Atua was the former speaker, and you knew what you did was wrong on the presiding officer. It was wrong. You are a former presiding officer. You know the best way to rule the house is for whoever that the presiding officer recognizes to take the floor. Okay, state point of order. Mention the point of order. Don't explain anything.
It is the constitutional point of order. Mr. Chairman,
okay.
I start fine. Yes, it says I have a right to fair hearing. The point I was making is not because I maintain disrespect to the chair or this house or any members. When I raise my hand, I raise my hand normally. The first time you recognize me and you wrote me out and I sat down, there's no problem. But on clause 2, when I wanted to make a valid contribution, you recognize everybody across. I kept my hand raised, I didn't say a word. You carried the motion after all the rest of the amendment, and then clause 3 and clause 4. But Mr. Chairman, I have very, very dispassionate contributions to make on this matter. I'm a criminal practitioner of many years of experience. So those debates that went on, that we were trying to grapple, I have very important contributions to make. Even further to that, in clause 2, there are other things that may be offensive. Dispassionate, I have no knowledge of what Honorable Panjo put it. No knowledge of what the executive party was. But I sat down and dissected it. So that's why I was hurt when I was completely silent. So, Mr. Chairman, I have no intention to disrespect the chair. I have no vested interest in this. But I just wanted to pass what is a good criminal law bill. That is all. That is my interest.
Okay, thank you very much. Because you are giving this law, you must be able to express yourself. But if you go back to the instance that you have cited, so that took, and we had an NUI, he was the first one I recognized to make a valid motion on amendment. And you know the issue of us is procedural. When somebody is to make a motion and it's been recognized accordingly, then that must be done with. It must be done. You have been given the floor. You are not the only one who has the truth to say. he had the first opportunity of being recognized to make a valid motion on an amendment. And even the rule says when there is a motion on ground and it's been seconded, we are supposed to even take a ruling on it before anybody can do it. It's what you know. No, he said it was an amendment. And once a secondment has been taken, the next stage is the ruling. It's the ruling. You know all these things. You are not going to debate a motion that has been seconded and we are only bending and twisting. Then finally, let me tell you this. Yes, you have raised your fundamental right, but to protect the presiding officer from harassment, yes, our standing order can be a derivative of constitution. But that protected the presiding officer by saying, oh, only if my eyes catch you. It might be a subsidiary one, but it's a very strong one too, because if you don't allow that route to operate, that means every 360 member will have to speak on an issue. And it becomes rowdy. So please, I'm not asking you to accept, but as a former presiding officer, that is not the way to go. You can only be hard. So, Honorable Pajok and the entirety of the House, this bill so cumbersome, so sensitive. Yes, that's what we do. Again, committee rules and business, that's my ruling now, because that was the exact ruling I put yesterday. Rules and business, financial crime, and other members of the House who feel they can have input, serious input into the bill, must please work with them. And I will advise the chairman and business. I will advise you, the committees, rule and business, financial crimes, and other members of the House who feel strong that they can make input into the bill to sit together. But this is the other ruling. You must make an announcement on specific days that you want to meet on the bill. And the bill must come back by Wednesday next week. That is the ruling. So by Tuesday, you have had it now. I won't put question, I'm ruling. I won't put question. So the chairman, between now and Wednesday, when I go back to plenary, you can write a short notice of when you want to meet. Write a short notice, but you must meet between now so that by Wednesday you bring the bill back so that we pass. What do you say? No, you can't announce. I will announce on your behalf when I go back to plenary. So Sakari Mohammed.
Mr. Chairman, with due respect to you,
Mr. Chairman, you've ruled on this. There's no need for Zachary to observe
that. Saying every member who is interested looks so open-ended. Specifically, you can designate.
Zachary, I wish you are on the other side in the last 20 minutes.
No, I understand.
I was almost like please.
That's the price you have to pay for sitting on that.
Let every member. The only thing that will come there now is that if a date for the meeting is announced, nobody can come back and say I was not invited. That is the only thing that will come there. So it's not elastic, the way you are thinking. So that is the ruling. And then when we go back to plenary, the chairman will give us a date. Is the chairman and business committee, the financial crimes committee, and other members. Simon, I won't allow any. It's not right. We are making the House ungovernable. So other members who feel strong they want to have input into the bill itself. The next report is a bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Postal Service Act, Chapter 127, L127 laws of the Federation of Nigeria, and establish the Nigerian Postal Commission to make comprehensive provision for the development and regulation of postal services and for related matters. This is the leader's bill. It's for concurrence. If it is for concurrence, we just adopt.
It's a conference report, sir.
So the bill is adopted.
Sir, let me just add something. Mr. Chairman, for the sake of the cameras.
For the sake of the cameras.
Yes, sir. Because sir, there were differences.
Yes.
This bill came from the Senate for concurrence by the House of Representatives. I want to say that these green chambers will work the entire version of the bill sent to us by the Senate. So at the conference committee between the Senate and the House, the Senate agreed with all the versions of the House of Representatives. So in essence, we are adopting the House version.
The rule of behalf of the presiding officer. So the bill is adopted. The rule of the House is that you don't debate a report emanating from conference committee. I've done that. Another report to be considered is a bill to provide for the establishment of Federal University of Health Sciences to Otukpo for related matters. Is this what the conference committee report to? Otukpo is a conference committee report.
It's a concurrence from the Senate. Yes, sir. Sir, this bill is an establishment bill to establish the Federal University of Health Sciences, Otukpo, in Benue State. This is a straightforward bill, just to establish that institution. So that's the synopsis of the report, sir. Go back to your seat.
So this is for concurrence, and we therefore go ahead and pass. It has, I think, 15 clauses. Am I right? 15? Sorry, 30 clauses. The bill has 30 clauses and a couple of schedules. Let's go ahead and pass the clause. Clause 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, first schedule, second schedule, third schedule, explanatory memorandum, long title of the bill. The next report is that of a bill to abolish and prohibit dichotomy and discrimination between fourth-degree and higher national diplomats in the same profession, on field, and for related matters. And I invite the leader of PAJOB to speak to the report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this is a bill that emanated from this House, so it is a House bill, and it seeks to abolish the existing dichotomy existing between first degrees and higher national diplomas. Let me further add that at the public hearing, it was brought to the fore that even the federal government has begun to implement this as a policy. But we need to back it up by legislation so that it doesn't swim or sink with the caprices of different governments that come into power. It now become the law of the land. So this is the synopsis of the meeting. It has only 5 clauses.
Thank you very much, but read before I read the clause 1. Clause 1A, first degree and higher national diploma in the same profession and on field shall be deemed and treated as exact equivalent. That it can't be exact, it can only be equivalent. It can't be exact because they did not go through the same course content. So the word exact should be removed. I'm not supposed to make amendment.
So maybe another member, not myself, can propose
Okay, MS.
Thank you. Muhammad Sani Abdul Al-Kalerikiri Federal Constituency, Bauchi State. Sir, on your behalf, I stand to say that they came through different process. One is more on the academic side and the other one is on the practical side. They can be equivalent for the purpose of jobs and other things, but they cannot be equivalent in the purpose of, exactness. They cannot be, because I know that those who go through polytechnic are more on the dexterity side than some of us that go through university. And so I do second. I do raise propose that that should be removed, the exact. Thank you.
The word exact, they can only be equivalent, not exact. Prof.
I'm conscious of the fact that we are not debating, but I'm wishing we could insert a clause that will take cognizance of the fact that while we are talking in terms of earning the same thing, nobody talks about the entry point. By the entry point, I mean if people are going to be regarded as equivalent or whatever, then they must also enter that point with the same level. If somebody is entering with 4 credits, another is entering with 5 credits, and you are saying we should treat them equally, we don't be wasting our time. So I want us to insert a clause. I will also say the entry point of admission should also be the same. Because it's only time.
What I thought you want to do is, we have all agreed that the word exact should be deleted. That's the first one. It can't be exact equivalent.
I'm raising another issue.
No, so I'm not done with the first one first. So the first one is that the word exact should be deleted, and it has been deleted accordingly. So now raise your issue that you want a subclause again in clause 1.
When we are talking of equivalence in terms of the earnings which they can take from their certificate, we should also be conscious of the need for equivalence at the point of their entry to earn that certificate. And I therefore suggest that we add a clause that will say they are equivalent also at the point of admission, not for purpose of jobs and otherwise it will be unreasonable for people who have different entry points to be earning the same salary. It will encourage justice in the educational system, particularly our apprentices. So in order not to make our educational system to look one kind, then the entry point should also be the same.
Yes, let me take the seat, Prof. I'll take MS and take the leader.
So my
Prof.
As equivalent at the point of admission and for graduate recruitment, then that will make them to be equivalent. Otherwise, I'm in the education sector and I know at the point of taking them, we use different qualifications for them to come up. So we should also be able to upgrade the entry point for HND holders so that they will be seen to properly possess what you make them to be equivalent. So I'm suggesting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this argument cannot hold water because in the first place, even historically, we have developed a system Mr. Chairman, I am saying that argument cannot hold water because right from the beginning, we have developed a kind of parallel system between the technology part and the academic part. And it has been so for a long time. There is no, if you like, a conjecture that you cannot equivocate. But at the point of employment, it's okay, maybe you have gathered a lot of experience If you say that at the point of entry they should also equivocate, that means they will be equivalent, then we are making mistake, because we have even the administrative organs that are controlling the technical part. That means, what I mean by technical part, that is the diploma, national diploma, higher diploma, NAPTEC and so on. While UAMTE now, which was JAM and so on, control the ones that we go into the universities. So until and unless we are going to even review the entire sector, then you cannot bring this argument. That is my feeling.
Mr. Chairman, sir, respected colleagues, I'm a very proud owner of HND, and the HND secretary. I want to say, associate myself with this bill very much. Mr. Chairman, sir, I think this is one of the naivety of our own country in terms of what we face. Not accepting the reality of what every person is contributing towards nation building. Yes, the theoretical engineers in his office to design. Those who are implemented, for instance, are in the field. You could do a design, you need the other person. And in other climes, those who are in the field earn more than those who are in the theoretical aspect of it. It's not doing us any good the way we are doing it. I don't know which bill has ever specified. And I want to give an example of how the dichotomy was removed from the nursing profession. When Victoria Gowon, the wife of former president of Nigeria, was simply because of that simple attachment. It got removed and they have been contributing. Now the health practitioners are putting their own. Do we have to wait for it? I do not see any clause say because you are living last and you had 70 points, somebody was going to be, you must obtain 5-7 credits before you go. The specifications are different. The field of operation are very different. The dichotomy we have inserted have refused to allow us to go. It is not the best way, sir. Thank you.
What is the argument, leader? Has there anybody said anything offensive as per this bill?
Yes, sir.
Has there anything been said by the last two contributors that is offensive to this bill? What is that? Because
I said that you now have to go back and begin to include the entry point of when you are going to university, when they are going to pretend to say you must obtain social number of points. It's offensive.
Okay, thank you very much. I think by mere removing the word exact in that clause, you have solved all the problem. What Trump is saying, which you and I know, the practicability of it is there is no way somebody will change this certificate to go into your system and be taken into a teaching profession. We all know that it's time to make clarification some other part of academics. But this one that we are doing, we have solved the problem by saying equivalent certificate, and that can never be misread by anybody. Whoever does the misreading can only be described as being mischievous. So we are on course, and they have never said anything offensive. So Pajo, what is about it again?
Oh, I only wanted to just say that if you look at the heading of this bill itself, it talks about seeks to abolish discrimination between the degrees and national diploma holders. It's addressing when you have concluded those courses, not the entry points, because it is the course content when you are in those institutions that will now instill the knowledge in you, not the entry qualification. Because without going into the controversy of entry qualification, somebody will go there, he might have scored 340 points in JAM. Another one has scored even less than 240 points in JAM. But don't be surprised that at the end of 4 years, the person who scored even less than 200 will even come out with the first class. The person who went there with almost 300 might have even declined in the university. So the entry point is not a mark of what you will have come up with, because this bill seeks to address after you have graduated, not when you are entering. Because of people even drop out after the first year. They will go there with AAs and all that. They will even drop out. So let us not deviate from the issue. I think that the amendment that we proposed has cured whatever issue that there was. So let us not introduce some other issues that may complicate this bill, sir.
Mr. Chairman. Chairman, I just wanted to ask a question, raise an issue. The course content of HND are grossly deficient in the area of theory. Now, in approving that they should be equated with degrees, can't we also raise the issue of deficiency in terms of theory, that HNDs, the course content of HNDs should be elevated to that of degrees?
The question you are asking
yes,
is, when we get to clause 4,
yes, sir,
I will have to pay attention.
It's related to what you are saying. MS, when we get to clause 4, just study clause 4, maybe that will allow Prof again to make it.
Sir, this controversy has been going on. Like in Britain, when they decided, they will change most of their polytechnics into academic system. Like Sheffield City Polytechnic turned into Hallamshire. Like Leicester Polytechnic turned into Devonport University and so on. And they did a complete review. So this kind of small things cannot solve our problem. That's what I said. That if you want to change from one thing to the other, fine. But we all know that when we even finish, those with even practical knowledge tend to even earn much more and better in such climes, because people are always saying other climes than even the academic one. You need to take longer time to start getting fat on the academic side. Thank you, sir.
Okay, anyway, let's first of all do the first 3 clauses. Clause 1, clause 2, clause 3. Now, clause 4, why I say is important, because we don't have to deceive ourselves too. Like what Flatter raised. Holders of first degree higher national diplomas in the same profession or field shall be given equal treatment and opportunity in career placement, career progression, admission to further studies in any other form whatsoever in consideration of status as graduate. That we have a serious hiccup. Let me share my experience. In those days, I know the University of Lagos will take anybody with HND distinction to come and do a 1-year program to get a BSc. Ife will take somebody with HND to come and do 3 years before you take your BSc. So, this bill, those who drafted the bill had placements at work in mind. When it comes to academics, we are dabbling into academics now. They have their own different criteria. I'm not superimposing my opinion on the house, but that clause 4 should be looked at. Because the practice in Nigerian universities is that if you have HND, you do PGDE before you come and do your first degree. So, fortunately, a lot of you are professionals here, so I want contribution on that before we can go over that bill.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, you are right. In the university, when I was teaching in the university, when we admit HND holders for higher degrees, we normally give them, we test them using the examinations given to first year degree program students. And most of them fail. So we allow them to go through certain courses before we allow them to sit at the other higher degree classrooms. So we have to upgrade the level, the course content. If you listen, we have to upgrade the course content of the diplomas and HNDs to make them equal. Otherwise, just before you degree, when you write, we just pass the law. Okay, they are equal. They are equal in what? Take them to the field. You say they are not equal. They are essentially deficient in terms of theory. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Leader, I want to say proudly that it's not about ego. When you say the content they are deficient, I say I don't want to say they are deficient. And I want to say that the engineering I read, I would say without missing words, that the training I received, I can face any challenge. Maybe it depends on where, but Phyllis was teaching. I read every book somebody was reading. I've never seen they have never been a test. It was just a convenience for some people who thought this is the way to go. And they say, okay, if you are coming out from the polytechnic before you can get admission, you now have to go and go to the postgraduate. Does it happen in the advanced plan? No, it doesn't happen. We have brothers, we have sisters who have gone there with to giving direct master's degree to it and come back and let me end in this country. Please, sir, I said the words are offensive. Let's make law for Nigeria and Nigerians, not Ebo. Ebo would help us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When I was reading the issue of admission equivalent the other time, I think the matter is being brought to the fore now, and I will suggest very strongly that if you want laws that will be implementable, you should simply delete clause 4. Because we are going into the realm of academics, and when you are bringing in two sets of individuals, nobody is talking about postgraduate admission to postgraduate level now, with different background to come in, there will be two options. Either you review the standard to be able to meet the status of those who didn't have the basic academic qualification as below, or you raise them to a level that they will not be able to cope. I think the easiest thing is just to delete that section and then we can begin to cope with it. When it comes to admission, universities have their own regulations, and if you pass this one, it will just become one of those laws that will not be implemented by anybody. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, I'm not supposed to have an opinion, but I think when I started and I look at that clause 4, I was one side debate. That might not be implementable. Even the so-called underdeveloped country that we freely cite, they have their inbuilt system that is so stringent. So stringent. I want to say this on the floor. I didn't get to know this until about 6 months ago. If you go to Europe and want to do your PhD, if you spend 3 years to do your PhD, they will never accept you in their university. Their own PhD is 4 years for their own children. It's so don't think their system is so open. No. So let's be careful. So if we follow, Prof has made a motion that we delete 4, can we have anybody to second it? Yeah, MS.
Sani Abdu Al-Khalir Federal Constituency from Bauchi State, I stand to second the motion that clause 4 be deleted as proposed by Professor Mujid. I so second.
Those in favor of deletion of clause 4 say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 5, explanatory memorandum, long title of the bill. The last to be considered is the report of the House Committee on Agricultural Production and Services on a bill for an act to prohibit the killing of donkeys in Nigeria and the exportation of donkeys or its carcasses or derivatives out of Nigeria, given their depletion in numbers, the threat of extinction, and the aesthetic, ecological, educational, historical, recreational, and scientific value to the Nigerian nation and its people. And in order to preserve them for use particularly in rural transportation and for related matters, House Bill 1306. And I invite Honorable M.T. Mugno to speak to the report.
Honorable Chairman, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Taib. I represent Martin Momono, the Federal Constituency of Borno State. Mr. Chairman, honorable members, essentially what this bill seeks to achieve is to stem the tide of massive exportation of donkeys, particularly to China, for the use of their skin because of its medicinal ingredient in their skin. And also, as a result of that, the population of donkeys in this country is nearly going into extinction. The population is so depleted that it is now nearly going to extinction. And we know the socio-economic importance of donkeys to our local communities for the purpose of transportation, agriculture. In fact, in my own community, we use, my bride was conveyed to me in a donkey. So, my bride was conveyed to me in a donkey. Yes. So, in some communities, donkeys are used as means of conveying brides to the house of their husbands, and also for other socio-economic activities. So, and this, if we allow it to go into extinction, is even also going to affect our biodiversity. So it was against this backdrop that this bill was sponsored to prohibit the massive exportation of donkeys, particularly to China, where the current demand now is 4 million per annum, while they will only access about 1 million in the whole of Africa. And the donkey population in Nigeria today is depleted to about just 1.3 million, while the annual demand is 4 million. So if we didn't save this type of exportation, we will wake up one day and see that donkeys have gone to extinction with all the attendant effect of affecting our socio-economic activity and then biodiversity. So that is essentially why this is like. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are you a member of the committee? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have a problem with only one word, and it came in 2 clauses. This is, oh, okay, sorry.
So clause 1, you have any problem with it? Okay, you cannot go ahead.
Sir, this word absolutely means holistically, totally. You can't enforce absolutism here. And that's the only word that I have, listen, I'm against. If you say,
you want the word absolutely to go.
Deleted, yes.
So if it is deleted, does the sentence make sense?
Well, we can. It shall be prohibited to export. It's okay. But when you said absolute, we are under many trade relationships.
I agree with you, the word absolute in law is even something else. I agree with you. So the word absolute should be deleted. So clause 1 has amended now.
That's all.
Clause 2. And wherever there is word absolute, wherever there is word absolute in the bill, it should be therefore deleted. So clause 2, clause 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, explanatory memorandum, long title of the bill. Okay, Prof doesn't want to carry. But if we do want us to carry the long title, why do you allow us to carry the explanatory memorandum?
No, it's a grammatical thing. The long title version, if you read it, it doesn't flow. So I'm suggesting that second to the last line, all this in order to reserve their, we should delete it and just wait and use in rural transformation and for related matters.
Do it is explanatory memorandum. Prof, it is the explanatory memorandum that you come and delete.
Okay.
So that will reflect in there. Am I correct? So you delete whatever you want to delete in the explanatory memorandum, then it now reflects in the title. The title is so please listen to him so that
Mr. Chairman.
can't give paper to write his deletion. So clause 6 has amended the long title of the bill. The leader.
Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues, I like to move that House to back to United Republic of progress.
Honorable Chairman, honorable members, I second the motion that the House will back to plenary to report progress.
House hereby reverts back to plenary to report progress. The House in the Committee of the Whole considered the report. The House in the Committee of the Whole resumed consideration of the report of the Committee on Financial Crimes on the Bill for an Act to repeal the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 as amended and enact the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act to provide for measures for prevention and prohibition of money laundering and for related matters, and deferred the consideration of the report. The House in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Conference Committee on the Bill for an Act to repeal the Nigerian Postal Service Act, Chapter N127 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and established the Nigerian Postal Commission to make comprehensive provision for development and regulation of postal services and for related matters, and adopted the report of the Conference Committee. The House in the Committee of the Whole considered the report on the Bill for an Act to provide for establishment of Federal University of Excise, Otukpo, and for related matters, approved clauses 1 to 30, the schedule, the explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. The House in the Committee of the Whole considered the report on the Bill for an Act to abolish and prohibit dichotomy and discrimination between first degrees and higher national diplomas in the same profession and for related matters, and approved clause 1 to 3. Delete clause 4. We didn't amend. We deleted clause 4. Approved clause 5. The explanatory memorandum and the long title of the bill. Clause 4 of that bill was deleted. Please note. The clause 4 was deleted. And finally, the House in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Agricultural Production and Services on the Bill for an Act to prohibit the killing and exploitation of donkeys or its carcasses or derivatives out of Nigeria, given the depletion in numbers, the threat of extinction, and other aesthetics, ecological, historical, recreational, and scientific values to the Nigerian nation and its people, in order to preserve them for use, particularly in transportation and for related matters. Approved clause 1 as amended, approved clause 2 as amended, approved clause 63 to 7, approved clause 7 as amended, and the long title of the bill. Leader.
Speaker, respected colleagues, I ask that the House to adopt the report of the Committee of the Whole. I so move.
Chairman, Mr. Speaker, I second the motion that we adopt
proceedings as moved.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Based on my earlier ruling in the committee of the whole, the chairman rules and business is announcing Monday, the 28th of May 2019, for a meeting in his room in his office 3.60 by 12 noon to consider matters relating to bill of financial crimes. Monday 20 May 2019, 12 noon at room 3.60. Thank you. Leader.
Mr. Speaker and respected colleagues, I ask you that the House will adjourn to Tuesday, 21st of May, 11 a.m.
Empty.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I hereby second the motion for adjournment as heavily moved by the leader of the House.
House stands adjourned till 21st of May 2019, 11 a.m.